Okay, so the question this week is a break from some of the line of questioning that I've had for you. What would your character's theme song be?
Just any song in the world?
Any song in the world. It could be like instrumental, it could be an actual song, it could be a pop song, rock song, metal song.
Well, only because I listened to it on loop while I was designing the character, the Indiana Jones theme.
Very appropriate.
Yeah, it's just kind of what my inspiration for Lucilla was, so I usually always select a song to listen to when I'm designing a character. Kind of gets me in the zone.
This may be dating myself, but there's an old song that goes, "You're so vain." You probably think this song is about you.
Yep. I know that one.
That sounds familiar. Hold on, let me look it up.
You're
so vain.
I think the song is about you. You're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. I can't remember how it starts. He walked into something like he was walking onto a yacht.
Yeah, I know the song, but I haven't heard that song in forever.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, when I worked at Burger King, that was one of like the 5 songs that cycled throughout the restaurant.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
So
any loop
you
track
brought that up,
where
the
you
song
work
immediately came into my head.
Yeah, anywhere you work, if you have a loop track, those songs just go on your shit list forever.
It could be worse. You could have to listen to the main menu music for Call of Duty for 5 unbroken hours. It elicits such rage. Because it's not even good, it's generic and boring.
Couldn't you just mute it?
That's what I ended up doing once I started working from home, because then no one was telling me that, hey, remember to be testing audio issues, because they can't see me anymore, so...
Plain and generic, just like the rest of the Call of Duty franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Kenneth's got something.
Oh no, I was just laughing about then jokingly piping in. Yeah, no, the Battlefield thing. No, I still have no idea what would fit.
Off the spot, I would have to say Hero by Pegboard Nerds.
And what was the song that I was thinking of? It was Shortchanged Hero.
Mm-hmm.
When you first said that, that's what it made me think of.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's like, ain't no place for a hero.
Mm-hmm.
I think for Gogmert, I'm gonna go with Thrift Shop.
I like it.
I don't know. I was just looking at popular music from like the past decade, and I saw Thrift Shop, and I was like, that's kind of fucking hilarious as a character's theme song. And he's a goblin, and what are goblins other than the ultimate thrifters? Answer me that one, Richard.
Living
I don't have an
cannonballs.
answer. What about for you, Kenneth? If you can't think of a name of a song or anything, you can just tell me like a specific like genre style or something you think might fit with Ris'sh. I know it's the kind of a thing to put people on the spot when like I myself don't listen to a lot of music.
Hardcore lizard punk.
No, you see, he listens to Skrillex.
Sorry, did I hear Skrillex?
No, you heard Druid Sandstorm.
Oh, gotcha.
No, ironically, Ris'sh's theme song is by the Gorillas.
The Monkeys?
No.
Very different band.
Very different.
Yeah.
But neither of them ain't messing around. Too busy making music. Anyway.
Hey, we're the monkeys. People say we're monkey around.
We got into Cope's head.
Yep.
We're about to lose any ability to monetize our YouTube video.
That was a concern.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was the number one concern.
Hark no.
Now thinking of that, Ken, it just references one of the free use songs that are on the Roll20. It is this song,
I
clearly.
think it's Battle Music number 2 is his theme.
I mean, the first joke answer to come to mind was that wizard song from one of the recent Looney Tunes shorts, Daffy Duck being a wizard.
I know that one. It's great. That's an underrated cartoon.
There's always this song, depending on how much you plan on using Fireball in the future.
If you're gonna go with that route, just go with Trogdor.
What you thinking of, Kenneth?
Well, the dragon does come in the night.
Anything but Dragon Force?
Snake in the grass, I tell you guys. He may look dumb, but that's just a disguise.
Imagine Dragons.
That's a band.
I know.
Yeah.
There's plenty of songs to choose from them.
They all sound the same.
Also, if you guys have never seen anything from the Looney Tunes show, this clip sums it up, the humor up perfectly. It's 14 seconds. Just give it a shot. It's great.
I forgot they even had a new one.
It's old now. It's from years ago, but
Yeah, it's an old new thing.
Oh, I did just finish getting caught up.
I'm about to hit him.
I binged both seasons of Harley Quinn in the past 2 days.
Mhm.
That was
Damn.
solid to watch. I enjoyed it.
It had some
Here,
good
I've got a suggestion, Kenneth. I'll throw my hat into the ring.
I like Bane in that one. Is all I'm gonna say, Loki.
Yeah, Bane is great.
Most of the supporting cast is good.
Snitch.
And that's a flute.
Takes me right back to what we do in the shadows.
Mm.
I will need an answer before we can continue on there, Kenneth.
I gotta go with the Daffy Duck wizard.
Okay.
Sure, someone could pull that up for me because it's
Basically about him doing mundane things, but imagining he's a wizard for microwaving a hot dog until it explodes. Oh, wait, hold on. There actually is a song I know of. Hold on. That might be good for you. Because I listen to a lot of metal in my free time.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's
One of the many JoJo songs.
Yeah, my mind immediately went to metal and trying to think of a song, just because sometimes there will just be a metal song called like fucking Magic Lizard Wizard.
If we're looking for alien sounding music because he has a lizard brain, we always have this song to fall back onto.
Oh yeah, Black Sabbath the Wizard. That's what it was. Don't know if it's character fitting, but it's a song literally called Wizard. And about a wizard.
I can't say I've heard of it.
What does the lizard say?
Or better yet, Boney M's Rasputin. Rah, rah, Rasputin.
No, that's a later campaign.
Anyway, I think we got enough to go on. We can... To summarize what happened last time, you managed to make your way down into the bottom floors of the Misgivings, also known as Foxglove Manor. You into a cave system below. Down there, you fought a Skaveling. You fought some ghouls and some goblin gas. You eventually made your way to confront Aldern himself, who seemed a little unhinged. Looking back, it kind of looked like he was having, like, somehow in his transition between life and undeath, he developed some kind of multiple personality disorder. Referring to himself as a few different personalities. You heard of him speak a couple of them, known as the Herder and the Skinsaw Man. But you were able
fantasy
to...
world. There's absolutely no way there is anything possessing him.
but you were able to, more or less, without talking about how swiftly you defeated him, put him to rest.
Yeah.
You learned like a little bit more. You found a letter written to him, addressed by the name of Zanesha, Mistress of the Seven. She spoke of no need to bother the brothers further. A list of proper victims for a Sahedron ritual, and talking about returning to his townhouse in Magnamar, coupled with the cages you found up top that were full of diseased rats that spoke of a place called Pug's Contraptions in Magnamar, where a pig symbol that was like carved, molded into the cages themselves, depicting some kind of craftsman's mark. You, after you defeated him, took heavy notice of the mold splotch on the wall in the room that you were in. Clearly the sign of where the haunting of this manor has taken place. You were able to subdue it with some holy water and some positive energy, though you knew it was only a temporary fix, as the only thing that could permanently fix it is several applications of a consecrate spell or stronger. Though beyond your capabilities at that moment, you decided to vacate the premises. You were able to leave and begin making your way back up the Lost Coast Road towards Sandpoint. And I believe, unless anyone else can think of anything that I left out, that's the gist of what happened last time.
Fix lost her bird for a minute, but then she found it.
Indeed. The bird was nearly eaten by a ghoul bat. Because apparently some animals can be infected by ghoul fever and become ghoul-like.
And then we just instantly kick the shit out of it.
Yeah. Granted, it's supposed to do flyby attacks, and I forgot to do that, but...
Well, it only got its surprise round before we just ganged up and beat the shit out of it. Didn't really get a chance.
Yeah. Fair point. Action economy like a motherfucker, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you all begin to make your way back. You eventually cross the bridge that leads into the main part of the Lost Coast Road where you left your horses. They all seem to be fine. They don't seem to have been accosted while you were gone. Mm-hmm. You all mount up and begin to ride back. Could I have everyone roll me a round of perceptions as you're traveling on the road back to Sandpoint?
I'm just going to say it would have been really sad if we came back and our horses were up on cinder blocks.
Goddamn, the glue factory was here.
It's just like the horses are there, but their legs are gone.
They're just standing on cinder blocks. They didn't even take anything. Just
so yeah, top tier trolling.
So yeah, as you're all traveling on the Lost Coast Road, making your way back up, you kind of look up into the horizon as it's getting to be kind of around sunset. And you see this large figure kind of in your peripheral as you all kind of look up. With those perceptions, you all notice with giant leathery wings and what looks like a serpentine tail and a lion's mane flies overhead, far out of reach of any of you. Just kind of silhouetted by the sunset. This is obviously a chimera of some sort. Mm-hmm. You follow it in the sky, you're like a little worried that it might, attack you as magical beasts are wont to do at times. But it continues on towards what looks like past the Devil's Platter, off into far beyond your vision. We kind of zoom in on Lucilla, who in the sudden transition is much younger, which a young halfling, if they're already as short as they are, they're probably minuscule in like human society.
Like a foot and a half tall.
Yeah. Managed to easily, without being noticed, sneak her way into yet another lecture. Another a halfling man of seemingly advanced age is speaking at a podium amongst a lecture of students. He talks of how there are he talks about theories of how creatures such as the Chimera came to be at one point or another. He references evidence left behind in digs that talk about the manipulation of creatures and how they think it dates back to either ancient Aslant or Thassalon being as close to timeline as they were together. It is largely up to debate whether which one might have had a bigger hand in creation of such creatures. But these magical beasts, especially ones that were manipulated across multiple animals, being given life from arcane means, is just further evidence that we as a culture essentially need to understand the people became before them. Talks about evidence that they found of demonic creatures influencing nature. And then it kind of goes into a talk of a place known as the Mwangi Expanse, and this halfling gentleman's experience traveling through these jungles and seeing sentient ape men and like serpent folk that tried to attack his caravan that was exploration before they had to eventually turn back and come back to correct me, what's the name of the country again? Because I'm spacing off so bad right now.
Andoran.
Before they came back to Andoran. The lecture eventually does end after probably a good hour or two of conversation as well as questions coming from the crowd. They eventually begin to dissipate. Lucilla, you're probably easily adapted at being able to sneak across people's footsteps and stuff at your size and age.
Mm-hmm. Just fully crawling underneath the seats.
Yep. You eventually pull your way to the front, and you see your great uncle. And he's like, Lucilla, I see you managed to sneak your way into our lectures uninvited again. Good for you. Learning is very important to our youth.
Are there really winged ape people in the Mwanga Expanse?
Possibly. I never saw the flying variety. I saw a giant white gorilla that was able to speak rather eloquently, all things considered. But flying, I mean, it's possible. The Mwangi Expanse is quite interesting, to say the least.
Wow, talking white gorilla. It's like a hairy human.
Well, I mean,
she said with no hint of irony or joke.
Yeah, you kind of see a sidelong glance at this guy who's leaving that probably looks to be of some kind of either orcish or giant descent, but clearly human, but is very hairy compared to the rest of the people in the class. He's like, yes, indeed. But yeah, he sits with you and talks a little bit and answers some of the questions you have of some of the lecture he has. But he does so your mother tells me you've been spending some time with those Pathfinders in town.
Oh yes, they're really something, great uncle. This one nice elf lady there. She's showing me where you insert knives to make it so people's legs don't work. It's really something.
Kind of pales a little. It's like, Yes. I don't know about that such a thing, but in my time working with the Pathfinder Society, I managed to have pleasant experiences when I was in the Mwangi Expanse. Even at this age, that he basically had one really big adventure into the Mwangi Expanse, and that's basically become a thesis for a lot of his teaching. So he likes to like reference back to it quite a bit. As a lot of teachers do, usually when they have something they can fall back on to be interesting. That kind of type.
Oh yeah. One archaeological dig, or the fact that you fought in the Vietnam War. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. He's like, are you perhaps trying to show interest in joining the society someday? I mean, you're quite young now, but I thought maybe you might be a chance want to be a teacher someday. Like, trying to kind of gauge your interest in anything.
I don't want to be a teacher, Grey Uncle. I want to go out there and I want to have adventures. I want to sword fight pirates in the shackles and explore ancient ruins and maybe even go to the Mwangi Expanse like you did.
He beams a little bit, kind of at the compliments and everything. He's like, well, just because you have the urge for adventure doesn't mean you can't know a thing or two before you set off. And he's like, come with me. You'd like to sneak into my lectures. I have another one that you might show interest in. And he does you spend the better part of the day sneaking with your uncle into various lectures, ranging anything from you hear a lecture about dragons and how they originally all dragons descended from some form of Lenorm. You hear the talk of a dwarven man who is a relatively new addition. This speaks of legends of the dwarves' quest for the sky. You can't help but notice a little bit of casual racism being thrown at orcs from him about how they stole one of their sky citadels. And just it continues on throughout the day like that before it gets to be around dusk. And I imagine this is an excellent, exciting time for Lucilla because this is more than probably what she's normally used to sneaking into.
Yeah, definitely. She's a little perplexed and a little bored at first because she's still at that age where she doesn't think that educational stuff pertains to adventure, but a curious mind eventually takes over.
Yeah, it all kind of culminates to a presentation by a arcane sort of person who teaches and speaks of recent findings of ancient Thassalon, and not while it's still relatively new, as they don't have a lot of forays into Varesia as a whole in terms of like recovering things, and that seems to be where the majority of Thessalonian relics have seemed to stem from. You get this sense of like education behind his speaking, and he begins to speak of overcoming certain, like, the best way as your child mind can think of them as puzzles to figure out how to get deeper into these ruins that he had discovered, and it kind of captures that like sense of adventure in your mind, as like he's using his intelligence that you're kind of being taught from your uncle here as a means of adventure, as a means of delving deeper into places that nobody has gone in probably thousands of years. As the night begins to darken, and this is like an open like not a field, but like a open square inside the whole like university that this is being taught in at this point. And as it begins to darken, we flash back to the present as the sky is darkening. You're just making your way over the bridge into Sandpoint. as you all arrive, the town is as you left it. There's a couple guards at the night that kind of give you all a nod as they recognize you coming forward. And yeah, unless you have anything to do, we can go ahead and skip to the next day, unless you have anyone you want to visit or talk to.
I'm good, because I think we're all good on, like, cures and stuff like that, right?
We may want to check on the church and see if they have anything to help those that are afflicted with,
I think it's just the animals.
Who cares about them?
Yeah, but they could use our help.
No, that was out of character, just talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just the animals. I think three of the animals were all inflicted with ghoul fever. Emanuele's snake was inflicted with a little extra punch.
Yeah, he got pretty much a side slice of everything.
including syphilis.
Yeah. And I know Ephixa got hit a couple times, but she's immune to disease, so that was fine there. And I forget, did Gogmert get hit with anything? I don't think he got pushed. Gogmert didn't get hit with a disease, did he?
I don't think so.
I imagine you have it recorded on your stat line if you had physical damage or anything, but...
Yeah, I don't think Gogmert ever got disease.
Yeah, I don't think so either. You usually stayed clear of most of those. And the Goblin Gas couldn't get a hit on most of you anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Lucilla, you had failed one of the saves.
I actually made the save because
you made one, but remember there was like 3 of them?
No, remember, because we looked it up, and once you succeed the first one, you can't be infected by the next one.
No, you did look it up, and you can. It's multiple instances of the same disease, but unless it says otherwise, you can get inflicted by multiple attacks of it.
That's the exact opposite of what I found. Hold on, let me look this up.
I mean, look it up first before we jump to conclusion, but...
Yeah, because I remember was having this discussion last time.
Rules question, same disease. Unlike other afflictions, multiple doses of the same poison stack. So that means that other ones do not stack.
Yeah, because it's not a poison, it's a disease.
Let's see.
Because I remember I found that under the monster section.
Okay, diseases...
Here we go, afflictions.
Once infected, he's immune to further infection.
Afflictions... If successful, the creature does not suffer from the affliction and does not need to make any further rolls.
Against that specific one, though. But,
yeah. And I only got hit by one.
You got hit by like multiple of them, but for this, I'll just rule that I will just tell you, you're not going to fight any more ghouls. So we'll just say that you didn't get it. So that'll make it a little easier for our headaches. We won't have to worry about the multiple afflictions of the ghoul fever.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, going back, the snake and the 2 cats all have inflicted with some kind of ghoul fever of some sort. So,
Fix would insist we take them to the church where they can at least lend, medical aid to try to help them recover.
No objection.
I'm gonna take this big pile of books and adventure expedition logs that I procured from the study in Foxglove Manor and donate them to the library before anyone figures out where we got them.
Are those the super evil ones?
No, I left the super evil ones. These are just like general expedition logs and academic stuff. The things like the Lamashtu book and that other book that detected evil we're still hanging on to separate. These are just like the general ones from the study.
It's a little sad. I wanted it to be the evil ones, so next time we come back to town, it's like Ghostbusters 2 on the library.
So yeah, you make your way to the cathedral. You make your way to the library. It is quite late. So Lucilla, when you get there, the library is shut and locked. You're welcome to bang or anything else you want to, but at the moment it looks like it is closed normally.
Yeah, because the person who runs it lives there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just start banging on the door. Chaotic good. Emphasis on the chaotic.
Lucilla, roll me a reflex save.
I'm determined to make this person hate me. 16.
You managed to just in time, as you goosebumps on the back of your neck. You look up as a candle holder comes flinging at you from one of the windows on the top floor. You manage to move out of the way, and you see the woman staring down at you. She's like, "This better be good." And you hear some banging, and eventually she opens the door. She's wearing very simple sleeping clothes. Yes, Lucilla, how may I help you?
I step back and show the 3 full bags of books that we took from the study. Ta-da! See? I told you being friends with me would pay off. All this is getting donated to you.
She takes one of them and kind of flips through it a little bit with one hand, and she's holding the door shut with the other one, insistent on not letting you through.
Yep.
She's like, well, these are interesting indeed. Seems to detail some old expeditions and some other knowledge that some of it looks to be common knowledge, but some of it might prove to be interesting. I mean, she holds out her hand as she shuts it for the other books. Well, I thank you for your contribution. It'll do well to add to my library. Kind of looks at the books, looks back at you. Good night. And she pulls them in and shuts the door before you can put a foot in.
Dang. I was wondering if she had tea.
Yeah. It is very late at the moment, so.
I knock again as we cut away.
As we cut away to Ephixa and the rest of you making your way to the cathedral. The cathedral itself, too, is rather quiet, though it is not closed, as the church is always open to everyone. Though there is only one of the lesser attendants at the Redditch. This is a woman known as Walda. She's no, excuse me. She is a cleric of Sarenrae. I was like, yes, Fix, is something the matter?
Just finished our quest, and some of our animal companions seem to have afflicted some ailments from the scourges we've been cleaning. Was wondering if we could use the infirmary to see if we could try to get them back to where they need to be.
Oh dear, yes. Come in. Father Zentis just went to bed, but I can wake him. He should be able to delay the disease at least. I don't have the materials to cleanse it magically, but some extended care could be given to. And she kind of looks over at the 2 cats and then the giant snake and kind of gets a little squish into our care and make sure they're well treated.
Sounds good. I'll definitely do what I can to help as well. I don't want to disturb Father Xantus if he is already asleep. They've made it this far, and I think I'll just do what I can for the night, and we'll see what we could offer them at full rest in the morning.
As you kind of get them in their place, and she does her best to kind of help with the care.
I do have a cast of remove sickness if we want time for one of the creatures to have a +4 on their next saving throw for it.
When are our next saves?
It would be in the morning.
Okay. Would it last until then, Fix?
10 minutes per level, so probably
I would say you'd be able to show up in the morning and use it. So
okay.
I'm not going to make you be like, oh, well, it's only 10 minutes, so it's not going to work for the whole day kind of thing.
Okay. That's fine. If in that case, in the morning, I'll have 3 uses of it.
I will say also that if anyone has heal, you can make a heal check against the DC of the disease.
Mm-hmm.
And if you succeed, they get a +4 competence bonus that will stack on top of remove sickness.
I have 6 points in it, so I'll give that a shot.
So before we go on to that, if anyone else going to do anything else for the night, or are you guys kind of settling in for slumber and all that?
Gotta hit the hay.
So you eventually do have to give up on the...
Yeah.
knocking as she does not answer anymore.
It was mainly just for the joke.
Yeah.
Man, what if I was getting murdered out here? It's very rude.
She probably think you deserve it for waking her up so late. Heal check. I don't know what the DC was, but
that would beat the DC. So if you want to perform the heal check on all three of them, I would say that'd probably keep you up the rest of the night, so you wouldn't be able to sleep and regain spells. But if you just want to do the one, you can sleep and get the spells back.
we'll just do the one. I think the spell will be more helpful in the long run.
Gotcha. So yeah, you all retire, probably most likely to the Rusty Dragon. Ephixa, you probably wind up staying there late, treating which heal. Who's that heal for?
We'll start with.
I think cats probably have the lowest con.
Okay, if that's fine, then yeah, probably start with the more frail of the looking of the animals. So yeah, they'll probably need the most.
Gotcha. So I believe the one that had the most damage, like physical damage, was Scrimshaw. But I don't know. Michael, you can tell me if it's otherwise. But
let me see. He had 16. Yeah, Scrimshaw.
Yeah. So yeah, you treat Scrimshaw, and you all rest up the night. Cue in tavern music playing as you all rest and wake the next day.
Does it take on more of a gothic tone whenever we cut to Emanuele in his coffin?
Yeah, that is a good point. Your room still has a coffin in there.
Yeah, he's still gonna do it, even though he's sure he'll be saved once he finishes his 8 more days of praying.
Oh. This would have been really funny if Emanuele was someone who got infected with the ghoul fever, and then he did turn into a ghoul, but his piety let him keep his sanity.
Ain't over yet.
That would have been quite the turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, next day arises, and I assume you're gonna cast those 3 on the animals.
Yeah.
Heal up, because that was 2 hit points shy of max.
So you cast that on everybody. So I need 2 fortitude saves by Juan. Both of them will be at a +4. And I need 1 from each of Tangletooth and Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw will have a +8. Tangletooth will have a +4.
18 and a 23 for Juan.
Okay.
Those bonuses weren't added to their fort. Just saying.
No worries.
Didn't give me the pop up.
So good news. You all save for the first round of them. It does take more than 1 save. So while you can definitely tell the animals are still afflicted with some kind of illness, it does look like they're starting to make a recovery. So for the day, they're fine. They don't take any damage. And by the next day, if they are able to pass their saves, they'll all be fully recovered from the disease, and they'll just have to recover from the ability damage.
I do have lesser restoration, if that will help too.
Yeah.
If we've got a couple of days of downtime, that would definitely help.
Okay,
I think Emanuele does too.
I got 2 uses of lesser restoration for my paladin spells.
And Emanuele would use delay disease on each of the animals.
I will say if you use delay disease, they won't get another save the next day because it doesn't. Because that prevents the progression of the disease.
So it would be unwise to do that?
If you want them to recover, yes. Because it basically delays it so you don't have to worry about rolling for it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's one of those things that you use when you're like, okay, well, I'm diseased, but I don't want to have to deal with this right now because I'm, in the middle of something and I don't have time to recover. So it basically puts off the DC you have to roll until another 24 hours.
then I will not do that.
If we have a little bit of downtime, I'm just gonna spend 75 gold to refill my deep pockets ability.
All good.
Yeah, Emanuele would do his morning prayers.
Any crafting you want to do in terms of like Ris'sh and their scrolls, or I'm not sure if Gogmert has scroll crafting yet.
I was going to find like a jeweler or something to holy symbol.
How many days do we have to?
So it's up to you guys. You don't really have like a priority like deadline to do, and I know the retraining for Ephixa and Emanuele is going to take about like what 3 to 5 days.
I think it was 5 days for Fix.
Yeah, so 5 days I'll imagine would be minimum if you want to do the retraining. So
right now she has something kind of looks like
I'll
that.
I'll probably make some lesser restoration scrolls.
All good.
But carved out of wood.
So you said Ris'sh was going to a jeweler for what?
Try and get a holy symbol made.
Yeah.
Probably a base of silver in those onyxes. And then a couple other things to bring the value up.
No worries. Let me bring you over to the Sandpoint map so I can show you. It loads. It's number 5 on the map. It is appropriately called Rings and Things. It's run by a married couple by the name of Maver and Penne Jesk, or Kesk rather. And they're more than happy to make this holy symbol for you. It would probably only take maybe a day for them to finish it up. Because, fun fact, they don't really get a lot of custom orders there.
Not.
While we're here, should we go ahead and start unloading the loot?
Wise.
There are always traveling traders that come through Sandpoint. It's basically the last town before a long stretch of road between civilization. So, yeah, anything you want to unload, you would be able to sell here. And anything you want to find, you could roll on to see you can find it.
Fix will roll. She's either looking for something perhaps a bit custom, because she's looking for a new shield. She's looking for a light steel shield or light mithril shield of bashing, but hoping she could get like a Sarenrae symbol carved on it.
Okay. And I'll say with that specific other thing, roll a D100, and if you get 70 or higher, you can find that exact item. Or at least someone who can fix it for you. Yeah, so unfortunately that seems like one of those things that you might need to wait until you can get to Magnamar.
Yeah.
Being a cultural hub and a main city, it would be able to have a lot of that stuff in spades. I will peek behind the camera. Once you get to Magnamar, you're not going to have to roll on finding anything. Some very specific things might take a couple days to craft or whatever, but it's going to be super easy.
Can I just pick up a blank journal someplace, because I want to start transcribing some of my personal notes into a copy that I can give to the Pathfinder Society when I go to Magnamar.
Easy to do. There's a bookstore actually rather close. Can't remember the name of it right now, but it's run by a very old-looking man. It's number 22. It's known as the Curious Goblin. You see a ancient-looking man, a venerable, if you will.
Yep.
As you want books? I got books. Before you eventually talk him to be able to sell you a blank journal.
This is just me because I always love comedy. Have any of you ever played or watched any of the Sam and Max games?
Yes.
I have very much imagined Lucilla at this bookstore is like that recurring joke where they go to the counter at Bosco's and they keep asking for increasingly insane products, and he just keeps saying, "No, I don't have that." No, I
Actually, yes, I have that.
don't.
This I think is the first time you visited this bookstore, right?
Yes, it is.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so everything with the price we have would, well, except I didn't add in the wands,
Hey.
would total up to about 1,000 each. The wands would add a little bit more to that, but
But they're mad.
And do you say weapons that were magical before we did the transition just become masterwork?
Well, masterwork, once you get the bonus modifier from the advanced thing, doesn't really add anything to it. But they would be
As far as for selling.
they would be considered masterwork for selling.
Okay. So then she'll sell her old scimitar since she got the adamantine one.
No worries.
So, 21 on that perception.
I was just waiting for you to answer any questions. But yeah, looking through here, there are quite a lot of books here. A lot of rarer books, actually. As it just happens, like a happy accident, the first book you pick up, the price on it is listed about 200 gold pieces, which is quite pricey for a book.
Oh yeah, very much so.
And as you thumb through it, it has a lot of different writings on the history of Varesia. But it looks like it's a book that was originally multiple books that had been used, like with a mending spell, been mended together into one solid book.
Interesting.
There's writing in Ancient Thassalon. There's writing in Dwarvish, Elvish, Draconic.
Hey, I speak all this.
Yep. There's
except for Dwarven.
Yeah. But mechanically, this book would give you a +4 bonus to any knowledge history or knowledge planes or knowledge religion related to Ancient Thassalon, as well as anything related to Ancient Thassalon, essentially.
And +4, you said?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take that puppy up to the front counter.
It's like, see, you found a book.
Yes. Now, are you available to haggle?
Are you coming on to me?
No.
Because I ain't available.
Listen. What do you say? I give you 175 for this one, and I will take this smaller book about ogre toenail sizes off your hands for free. Because it's just taking up shelf space.
Yeah, he grabs the ogre book from you. He's like, no, that's mine for reasons. As he comes up,
Sad.
Then why is it out on the shelf?
I like to have full shelves. But go ahead and give me a diplomacy when you're trying to haggle him down.
No problem.
You stumbled upon his kink.
So I guess I'm paying him 250?
No, he's not going to raise the price on you. It's like 200, and I give you that. And he points to this other book. And looking over at it, it is just basically drow erotica.
It transcends sessions or campaigns.
Shit, that's a good deal. Okay, fine, but this doesn't leave us.
My lips are sealed. And he's like, spoiler about the book, by the way. And he winks at you. Yeah, he would sell you the book and the other one for 200 gold.
Nice. I look forward to reading the one about the dwarf and the drow. The title of that short story is just rock hard.
Speechless.
Well, time to tear out some pages and hide them in Emanuele's room.
Yep. So, Kenneth, you were saying something about divvying up the loot for everybody if they didn't hear it. It was like 1,000 each, you said?
Yeah, put it in the chat. It's 948 and 8 silver if we don't sell Red Chiv's ring, but considering we get another 500 gold pieces for showing that to someone in Magnamar.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just add that to my total. I'll have you know I genuinely put Book of Drow Erotica on my character sheet.
As you should. You never know when that's going to come into play.
Yep.
Anyone else doing anything throughout the town? I know you said Gogmert wanted to spend some of the downtime to head back to Thistletop.
Yeah. He had asked Emanuele about going with him.
Yeah, he's got not much else going on.
Yeah, basically just retraining, but you don't have to spend your entire days doing that.
Cool.
So yeah.
So, give me just a second.
I would say you'd be leaving most of your animals here, except for maybe Gogmert's bird, as they're being taken care of for the diseases.
Should we roll again for them? Is it day 2?
No, this is still day 1.
Okay.
I imagine it would be 8 silver, or 8 copper.
Okay, cool. I was just trying to make sure I was doing it properly because I have some silver and some copper. So, just use that to 6.
Okay.
And we're back just hanging out in Sandpoint, right?
Yeah. So if anything you wanted to buy or grab or anything before you head back to Thistletop, you'd be more than easy to do.
Yeah. Let me get like, what would it be like? Let me see something. So, I'm looking at the shops.
Mm-hmm.
I've bought stuff before, but I don't quite remember how your merchant system works.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. There's a bunch of town shops in just the town, but if you're looking for anything very specific, like magical and stuff, you would have to roll on because it's rarer here, and they don't have like a magical item shop really.
Yeah, no, just let me see. What if I just wanted to buy like 5 scimitars? Just regular scimitars.
That wouldn't be hard. You would just go down to number 12, which is Sava's Armory. Inside is a Shawanti woman wearing like a chainmail like suit of armor. Looks like it's pretty clean, so it's probably mostly for show as she sells weapons and everything. But she has plenty of mundane weapons that you could buy, so.
Yeah, just so I'll have something to bring down there. Yeah, and then Gogmert will be ready to head down.
Yeah, you grab the scimitars, and I know, knowing Gogmert, he probably has already sacks of all kinds of random baubles that he's picked up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And grabbing Emanuele by the scruff, at least I picture it as.
Him and his giant snake.
Unfortunately, the snake's staying here. It's detachable.
No.
But yeah, you make your way towards Thistletop. Takes you both the better part of 4 or 5 hours because after you get the couple hours towards it, you have to cut your way through the brambles. You don't have to worry about getting lost as Gogmert. You know how to get there easily. Mithril buckler, they don't have at the moment, but you would be able to have it made in probably 2 days, so it wouldn't worry about.
Emanuele would complain going through the briars and stuff, but he also has woodland stride like a druid. So
yeah, you guys can go through it with ease, and as you kind of get back into a familiar clearing that you kind of remember, Emanuele, from your first foray into here. You do see kind of heads of goblins kind of running back and forth through the the distance, and you just hear kind of speaking out from out inside Gogmert, like, Longshanks are here, run, hide.
Gogmert,
kids,
you
hide
didn't
your
say
wife.
anyone would be here.
What did Emanuele just say?
You didn't say anyone would be here.
I said we were going back to Thistletop.
I know. I thought we killed all the goblins there. I thought we were just going back to, I don't know, get some of your personal effects.
No,
Why are
you
we?
never kill all the goblins.
No, just the ones at Thistletop. What? Why are we here?
So heading back to sort of heading back to Thistletop. What is this? What's everything look like? How is it look like they've been faring?
As you kind of get into past the just kind of dirt path and everything, and you get towards the bridge, it looks largely similar. It looks like the nettles are starting to overgrow this particular area a little bit more than it was before. Though this kind of area got a little more opened up as they had captive from other tribes here last time you were here. And Thistletop itself looks very similar to how you left it. There's still the bridge that you assume is still trapped, but it has been reset. The building on the other side looks intact, and you do see what looks like almost like Three Stooges style, like 8 goblin heads kind of poking out of the door, looking at all of you, the two of you across the way. So it's just like a totem pole of a bunch of goblin heads kind of looking outwards.
Does it look like anyone's taken leadership since Rip Nugget died?
At the moment, you only see the heads. They haven't really seen a good view of you, so they just assume when they saw Emanuele that it's just a bunch of humans or something trying to attack them. So far, they've kind of been hiding inside.
I guess Gogmert, as we're going through, will just kind of yell out to the rest of the goblins, and we'll go, Rip Nugget's dead, but Gogmert's still around. So you guys are going to tell me who's in charge now. Just sort of pointing to any of the goblins who are looking around.
You just hear some whispering through like the brambles and inside, over at this other. Gogmert's back. I thought he died. I thought his cats ate him. But eventually all the heads kind of duck inside, and even across the water, you hear banging and like shouting as goblins do. Even when they're trying to whisper, they shout. Before poking out their head is a curious goblin. Emanuele, you don't recognize anything different about this one, but Gogmert, you know that this is a female goblin. I actually have an image for you here. 1 second.
No, I think we're good.
Nah, it's not one of those pictures.
Yeah, the internet is weirdly very horny for goblins.
Oh yeah.
Flash to Lucilla looking at her drow porn.
Erotica co.
Erotica. Right, that's when it's printed.
Yeah.
But yeah, this goblin woman kind of heads out. She's wearing rather well designed armor for a goblin. Looks like to be a full set of teeth, mostly no cavities from what you can see, which honestly makes them probably in the top 10 goblin women you've ever seen, Gogmert.
Yeah, I was about to make that joke. I'm like, oh shit, that's a goblin 10.
Babe.
And she kind of steps out and walks halfway over the bridge and kind of puts her hands on her hips like, I'm Smink. I run this goblin tribe now. And Gogmert, you don't recognize Smink. They don't look like they were part of the Thistletop tribe when you were here originally.
All right. Gogmert will say, well, Every goblin here knows I'm the strongest one around. But, lucky for you, I'm preoccupied. So I might be willing to let you run the place while I'm gone. How does that sound?
Are you trying to intimidate or what? Just you don't even have to roll anything at this point. Just get a sense of how you're trying to word it. Like, are you trying to be diplomatic about it, or are you trying to be
Here's
aggressive?
what I would have done. I would have, if I can retroactively, you go ahead and use enhanced diplomacy, and I'll go ahead and use diplomacy that way.
Okay.
So that'll just be a +2 on whatever roll if you want me to make one.
Yeah, go ahead and make one now, but we'll continue on the conversation as it depends on what you roll.
That's a goblin 20.
I mean, yeah, for goblins it's not bad. And you do get the sense this person seems to not really be hostile towards you. And she kind of like, well, that's mighty noble of you, Mr. Gogmert. She kind of looks from you over to Emanuele, like, and she does speak in common, and she's like, nice goblin, we not fight Longshanks. And she kind of smiles into a weird, toothy grin that looks kind of like a menacing smile. Like,
That's good. I
we
really
nice
don't know why I'm here.
goblins. We not take from you call merchants. We just scavenge, and no need come kill us. You vouch, right, Gogmert?
Yes. And then Gogmert will start unfolding and unraveling all those scimitars he bought. We'll go, instead, the Thistletop goblins should focus on taking out the other goblin tribes in the area. The ones that will just cause the Thistletops trouble.
Yeah, you see a lot more of the goblins just starting to come out and everything, and as you present the scimitars, I imagine.
The regular scimitars, which are still better than the dog slicers.
Oh yeah, especially as any of the masterwork dog slicers they had, you guys kind of confiscated me before you left.
Yeah, then sold them.
Yep.
Just gonna melt it down and turn it into scimitars.
Gogmert will also throw in there the telescope that he got, and just all the other baubles and things.
Mm-hmm. Above even the weapons, the baubles got a lot of the goblins very excited, especially anything that's even remotely shiny. Smink herself seems to be kind of getting what you're putting down about the other goblins. Like, right now, Thistletop weakened, but in time we get bigger numbers. We have best hideout. We have much better chance of being goblin kings in this area.
Yes, I will come back later with more things that I've scavenged. But be sure that if I find out that any Thistletop goblins have been raiding on the Longshanks, there will be consequences.
Like, yes, no. And like looks over at the rest of the goblins, like, Thistletop learned their lesson after they work with Longshanks to kill other Longshanks, and many die. And she speaks to you about how they plan on essentially rebuilding, as the next generation of goblins are already well on the way to being adults. As if you remember, there was basically an orphanage now because you killed a lot of the goblins. Full of infants, and goblins being well known for aging quickly.
For them, our adventuring band are the orphan makers.
Aha. Trying to think what I was going to say. But yeah, the goblins themselves seem after your and seemingly don't seem to be bothered by Emanuele at the moment, as he kind of very unsure what he's doing there. But
So, what you've done with the place?
Huh? I just got here.
No, I mean them. I don't know. Why are we here?
Yeah, I've got just about everything wrapped up at this point if you want to start heading back.
Sounds good to me.
maybe he'll be like, "Why am I a third wheel here?"
Yeah, I was kind of curious why he was dragging him out into the middle of nowhere anyway. Also, if you're going to claim the insurance money, you should make it look like an electrical thing.
Well, initially it was because I was going to let him bring his snake, but we decided not to bring the animal companions. But I figured it was still justifiable to bring him just because he's the one I said that I trust the most because he's not very smart. So he'll be the least likely to stab me in the back when I return home.
Also, just from if I can maybe chime in, it seems like a very Gogmert thing to bring him along to show that, hey, I'm such a badass goblin that I can travel around with this Longshank that killed a bunch of us, and he doesn't even bat an eye that I'm around.
In fact, he even does what I says. Walked right through my encampment just because I told him to.
So there you go.
Honestly, I half expected them to be like, and to seal our new Goblin alliance, we need the traditional sacrifice of Longshank butt cheek meat. And then wanted to go to Emanuele and him
You
just
want
be
to
like,
bite
wait.
me where?
Not bite, just cut and tear.
Yes, that could have gone horribly wrong.
But yeah, as Emanuele leaves, Smink does kind of speak to you a little bit more. Like, okay, now that Longshank gone, and she describes how with the attack, with how a lot of the goblins tribes were kind of working together under Nualia. They have basically an inn as the Seven-Tooth Goblins are all but gone at the moment. They plan on raiding Sandpoint's junkyard, which, as you know, isn't actually a bad thing necessarily, as Sandpoint throws all their trash over the edge of the cliff into the ocean.
Classy.
I know. To be basically taken by the sea. So there's a bunch of garbage all around the beach near there that's like on the side towards Chopper's Isle.
Yeah,
the one that says Junk Beach right here.
I remember that I did an obstacle course in there and narrowly avoided tetanus.
Pretty much. But basically saying that they plan on taking over where the other goblins left off and scrounging whatever they can find there, which, as you know, is where a lot of goblins have gone in the past to get all sorts of materials to build weapons, armors, buildings. Like parts of Thistletop were probably made from wood they scavenged there. And she described that she went there the other day. It's like, I try to be nice to Longshanks. A greenskin saw me from the top of the cliff grabbing scraps, and I looked up to him. I smiled as she pretended to do the smile, which is big and teethy and not pleasant. It's like, it took him whole 5 seconds to run. Progress.
Did it take him longer before to run?
I imagine so, and they usually run at the sight of us. I had time to smile before they ran.
Anyways, yes, it sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, but more or less the same stuff, and you do your business there, whatever else you wish to do. If you wander around through Thistletop itself, the building looks largely the same. It does look like they've kind of patched some holes, though it also looks like they've also tried to set fire to it a couple times, but thankfully it's on a island that keeps everything rather damp. But more or less it's the same. You do see that what looks like at first like they've been painting but it looks like they've just been throwing berries at the wall. You eventually find your way heading back out, though. The goblins, a lot of them kind of ensuing fights begin to emerge of who gets which shiny implements that you brought. And scene. I didn't have a better transition than that, so. But otherwise, I think the day probably comes to an end around there unless anyone else has anything planned.
Fix will go ahead and get whatever materials she needs for her retraining. Imagine like a lot of prayer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She'll also be looking for a Pathfinder pouch.
A Pathfinder pouch.
Yeah.
Need that PP.
Let's see, it's basically like a tiny bag of holding.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'm just looking at the difficulty of it and stuff. Roll me a D100, 60 or higher. Yep, you're able to find one.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and purchase that.
But yeah, but everybody is retraining, which I believe is just the two of you. It's going smoothly. Doesn't seem to be any issues in terms of anything like that. But yeah, the day comes to an end.
Oh, I do have a quick question. That book I bought, it applied to knowledge history, planes, and...
I kind of bungled what I was trying to say. Pretty much anything that could be related to ancient Thassalon, you can most often use the book to add to it.
Gotcha. Okay, I was adding notes to my skill section, so I'll just add
Just
it.
type like Thessalonian lore +4.
Yeah, I have +4 for Thassalon lore. Is what I'm doing.
Pretty much, if it pertains to Thassalon, you're probably going to be able to use that book.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure I had it.
Hey, Richard, the old Cloak of Resistance +1, is that just... I can just toss that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that kind of how it balances out the money-wise for the automatic progression.
Yeah.
Is the +1s and stuff are kind of just taken out of the loot that you guys get because you automatically get them anyway.
Yeah. Well, something that's really nice about the +1 progression is it makes weird, like, improvised weapon builds or shifters a lot nicer now.
Yeah.
Because since it's baked in, if you're like me and want to play a character who murdered everyone with spoons, the game master wouldn't have to figure out how that worked mechanically. It's all just baked in at this point.
Yeah, it says that you have to choose the weapon each dawn, basically, to which gets the +1. But with that kind of build, I'm like, you can just have any improvised weapon be the +1. Really.
Yeah, so long as it's not an actual weapon.
It also is really good if you want to make a poverty monk, the ones that forego having a bunch of monetary goods and stuff.
Yeah, true.
You can actually make that and have it be functional at higher levels. Not sure if anyone would, but it's possible at least.
Oh, so it only applies to one weapon at a time, because I currently have it on all of mine. Well, the +1 to attack, not necessarily the damage. It's bookkeeping. We could do that after. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah. Settle in for the night. We go to day 2 of the downtime. And I imagine you're casting those spells again?
Yes. The next day it would be, yeah.
Okay. So I'll need constitution rolls from all the animal companions. The snake will need 2.
Actually, would I have been able to try to do heal checks on them?
You can do 1 heal check, yeah.
Okay.
Did you do Lesser Restoration before?
I could have. Nobody said that they needed it, but I have 2
Did you
casts.
do it before he makes his saves?
We could say before you go to sleep for the first day.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Them.
Yep.
So I believe there are D4s to recover.
Let me check.
The Restoration Lesser is 1d4 points of ability damage that are restored.
All right.
And keep in mind, you're also, if you're not taking damage, you're recovering ability score damage 1 point per day.
Right, so there's for the first casting. Do you still need more?
Can it heal across abilities?
I'll say yes. If it fully heals one and you still have more points to restore, you can put it into another one.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't mind. That would do it.
And then with that, we go into the rolls. So I need
the
heal
heal
check.
check for the animal.
So one of them will, one animal will get a +8, the other two will get a +4.
We'll do the same as before, Longshanks, I think, or not Longshanks.
Scrimshaw.
Scrimshaw, yeah.
So yep, if you got on roll,
And
Juan is cured of both illnesses.
Yay!
And then how many times do I need to roll for both?
One for each.
One for each.
Yeah, they didn't have the super disease that Juan had.
Just one and two.
With-
So first one Scrimshaw, second one Tangletooth.
And with that, all the diseases are now cured from all the animals.
Yes.
And I know that Tangletooth and Scrimshaw never actually wound up getting too much ability damage. So by the second day, I'd imagine they'd be fully recovered for that. So
Yeah, and Gogmert gets uses of lesser restoration back every day as well.
yes. So yeah, everyone's feeling a lot better than they were before. I should ask, where is everyone sleeping during the days? Like, is everyone staying at the Rusty Dragon?
Yeah,
Or
I am.
is-
Fix probably would be. She's still liking the novelty of it, even though she, has the Jep or church as her alternative.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I imagine that the library lady is grateful that I haven't poked by in a couple days, just because I've been doing all this transcribing in the inn or the tavern.
And yeah, Emanuele's still staying in the really nice room.
The coffin.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's got to get through his pay the price.
Is
In the morning, he's going and taking his medicine and doing very long prayers for half the day.
is the farmer or the two survivors from the farmer's family still in town, or did they go back?
Yeah, when you're checking the church, unfortunately one of them did pass on. Though the other one is not recovered all the way, but with some extended care, they were able to get him cured of the disease, though his ability damage is still quite severe because he was like at a 2 on both of them.
Okay. Mechanically, she'll definitely do what she can to help out with that with less restorations, but
Yeah, so with your help and how much power you have really at this level compared to the average citizen, since they already are cured of the disease, they would be able to make a full recovery with your restorations.
okay. And then she would kind of offer over a small pouch that has, what was it, 340 gold pieces. It didn't say. When we were rescuing or cleansing your farm, we did stumble across what we assume was your life savings of your family. We did take it not expecting any survivors, but since you did survive, I feel that this is going to be helpful in getting you back on your feet and doing what you can to move forward with life.
Yeah, the man kind of like looks at it and like takes it doing that thing where it's like shaking a little bit, and he's very teary-eyed and very thankful. A lot of it is repeated thank you, you've done so much for us, yada yada. I don't really want to feel like acting that all out.
Yeah,
but,
that's fine.
But yeah, he's very appreciative. He's very like to the point of wanting to thank you so much, and basically how you're a blessing to this town. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to add there. So
Yeah, and she would just say, she's just doing what she can to make the world a better place, and pretty much being humble about it.
can you roll me a sense motive, Ephixa?
Yeah.
Not for this guy in particular, but just as a whole.
Mhm.
Yeah. You've noticed this few days you've been back in town, nobody's been trying to cut off any of your hair. No one's coming up to you and just randomly started pawing at you like they were before. It seems that they've, whether it be Providence, or maybe they're learning something. It does seem that they're giving you some personal space compared to what they used to in the town.
Progress. That's really all Fix had left to do.
Yeah. No worries. Unless anyone else has anything else, we can jump into the next day.
Also, I clicked off tab for a moment, but are we looking at a black screen, or is that just me?
Are you? Should be in
When
Sandpoint.
it went away, but it happened like the same moment I clicked something over. So
Yeah, mine's white too.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me switch you guys and pull you back over.
Yep, that did it.
There we go. It's better.
Okay. So, roll 20 is weird.
It's still fine.
Yeah, it's still weird though.
Yep.
Okay, and then we go to day 3 of 5 for the retraining. The days are pretty relaxing in terms of stuff throughout the day. The town's starting to come back to normal after the recent killings.
Mm-hmm.
You all generally have to avoid the general store and get your general goods either from the square or from traveling merchants, as the owner, Ven Vendor, still doesn't entirely trust you all, and he's still trying to say that you're the cause of the murders.
Mm-hmm.
But it's largely, the rest of the people all seem rather thankful. You still have the baker giving you free pastries. There's every now and then when you're walking by one of the other taverns, you get people trying to bring you in to sample what they call better cuisine than the old rusty dragon.
Emanuele would gobble that up. He'd just, when he doesn't have anything to do, he'd go out and about just to have people pamper him.
And pamper they shall.
Fix will probably come back with, or go back to the orphanage with another batch of sweet bread on the third day. More or less going back a little bit to our normal routine, but making a point to meet up with the rest of the group at some point during the day, probably towards the day's end.
Oh, yeah. And the kids are, as always, happy to see you, happy to play. They're getting sweet bread. They're not going to complain. The town is basically, like, you're the only one that really notices it as much, Ephixa, as you're the one that lived here your whole life, but it's definitely getting back to that sense of normalcy. You see, as you go into the Rusty Dragon during the nights, Amiko's there entertaining folks. She's having an unseen servant kind of bust drinks back and forth to the table so she doesn't have to actually do the work herself.
Trying to remember, weren't these people superstitious, or was that a different?
They're not super like, oh my god, magic is scary, but they're just like, they're of the opinion, like, when it comes to Aasimar and stuff, you're like, you're blessed of the gods. By putting a hand on you, we could get some of your divine grace on ourselves.
Now you
your hair is like a lucky charm. That kind of thing was the issue.
I gotcha.
Not so much like afraid of magic.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, you see Amiko out and about, celebrating and playing music. You see her coming out of the back with plates of food. Occasionally, you see her outside with some random drunks, whether they be merchants or townsfolk, kind of tapping her foot, kind of looking at them, kind of like. We go to day 4. More of the same happens. Town's just very happy. The Junkers crew comes around and collects trash. They're the only ones that really seem grumpy, but general small town trashmen aren't always the happiest people, even in modern times. Which is weird because they get paid better than most people do.
Yeah, really. Like, actually, in real life, being a trash person is a genuinely fantastic job.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
they're very happy in Atlanta because that you can't crack that brotherhood, man. Those are
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah, and
jobs.
if they want more money, you do not want them to go on strike.
Yeah.
Yep.
And believe me, they will go on strike if they're not getting paid enough.
They literally deal with other people's shit.
They literally know where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
Know what I'm talking about? God, being a New York trash man would probably be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Probably a tough cookie, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the night of day 4 rolls around after the day was there's the fourth day there was like a big like market sale on number 35 in the map. It was the Sandpoint market. Lots of people from out of town, lots of farmers coming in with their goods. You swear you see double with the amount of people. You swear you see the same farmer twice because everything is just going so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But you eventually settle in for the night, and the music begins to die down toward the end of the night as it's a little hard to get to sleep until then. You all find your beds and go to sleep. And I need some perceptions from everybody with a -4.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. Are some of us sharing rooms? I can't remember now.
That is a good question.
I think we're
Most of us have the one room.
yeah. I thought Emanuele was the only one with his own room.
Yeah.
10 probably won't cut it. Correct.
Yeah. Also 10. I
will say the one room that's the big one has enough room for 2 people.
Yeah, I'm not in there with Emanuele.
Well, no, he has his
No,
own separate room.
no.
I'm talking about the special room.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this one's
So
Ephixa.
it'd probably be at least 2 people per room if you want to double up, but probably no more than that.
And then hold on a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say that probably the days of idleness as it's passed on has been not the best for Lucilla, as she's now been digging into that book that she bought and comparing it with her own notes on ancient Dathlon, and it's been slowly spiraling as she's trying to figure out a puzzle that isn't there necessarily. Like, if you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it's like a full-on like Pepe type deal where she's getting like yarn going in the room that she's staying in, and she's like, I'm on the verge of this, and anyone who comes in there is like, this is nonsense. There's definitely not enough information to be solving the feature. She's really
So Juan won't be making a roll, and neither will the cats because they're all wouldn't be in the inn.
It was Emanuele's sheet. I just had Juan down on the little name.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so Emanuele's in his own room. What about the rest of you? Who's sharing rooms?
I think everybody else are.
Well, there'd be like, there's a room that could sleep with 3. There's a common room, and then everything else is either 2 or 1. So there'd at least be one person in the room by themselves. The rest of you are bunkering up. So
Fix would prefer to crash with Lucilla, Ris'sh, or either or both.
there is a room that you could all sleep in the same one if you like.
problem with that. I just have one bed off to the side that the area is slowly devolving into insanity.
And then there'd be one with Gogmert by himself, I imagine then.
Yeah.
That room is
Own room.
horrifying. It's like one of those things where you swing open the door and none of the lights are on because he has dark vision, and you take one step in and you just immediately hear a squish sound under your foot. You're like, nope.
Yeah.
It could just be cat poop. You don't know, but it's...
Especially if you, from the darkness here, hey, I was eating that.
And the only ones that have dark vision, or don't have dark vision, are Lucilla and Ris'sh, right?
I know I don't.
Fix does. Yeah, so I think that's right, yeah.
I'm just fixing people's tokens because something's about to happen, as you all can probably assume.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely fell asleep like mid-reading too. Like on bed.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on because it won't let me use legacy lighting anymore very much.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to make sure why isn't it working for some but not for others. Okay, so I think I got it working, so let me move you guys over first. Let me know if you guys can see anything other than your token.
Yeah, I can see like 5 feet around me.
Just a token in my room.
I can see the room.
Yeah, if you can see your room at least, or at least a little bit around you, then it's working.
Exactly 5 feet
I
around me.
like the detail.
Oh.
Richard put a coffin in my room.
Love it.
No reason.
The nice ones are actually pretty comfortable, I'm told.
We'll say you're all fully healed if your tokens aren't healed up.
Yep. I'm wearing my heavy tunic because it's just like normal people clothes. I don't have my full leather armor on or anything like that.
And if being asleep, you guys wouldn't have your armor on. Let me roll a couple things off camera real quick.
Listen, all I'm saying is some of those like $2,000 coffins that are all like padded and shit inside have more cushions than my bed does.
Okay, so Emanuele, you begin to stir a little bit. You swear you hear something in the room with you, and as you kind of look up, you see Amiko at the doorway.
Whoa.
She's like, "Shh! You don't want to wake the others."
Is everything okay?
Yeah, hold on, come here. And she like motions you forward.
Okay, I didn't hear you knock.
Well, I have the keys. And there is going to be an attack on you.
Bitch!
So let me
Grapple.
see. It's a D20. It's a D20 plus 8. Natural 1. Or it would be plus 10, but either way, natural 1.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see, however, her body begin to shift as she strikes at you.
Into what?
Wrong token moved.
I was
Sorry.
like, did she change clothes? Is this one of those contests to see if I can tell what's different?
No.
God.
Her left eye is now green.
Mm.
Oh.
Yep. And we are going to roll up some initiatives as you scream.
Emanuele screams.
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine you scream, so...
Not like he shouts to alert his friends. He straight up screams.
No, I figured, but this will also prevent a coup de grace from being attempted in the other room as someone strikes out at Ephixa. This will be a sneak attack. That should actually be 2 higher, so that'd be a 13 against your flat-footed. Actually, it'd be plus 4 too because you're lying on the ground. So
So yeah, that'll hit.
Oh yeah. Give myself an icon.
okay, so you'll take 18 damage, Ephixa, and we will bring up the initiative and put in some more appropriate music. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're missing one person in the turn order. I think Gogmert.
Oh, did I not? Let me.
That loud ass yell. It will, however, alarm. Okay, first up is Ris'sh. You are prone currently as you see this guy standing between the lot of you. He's wearing some very weird looking mask that kind of reminds you of the one Aldern was wearing, made of what looks like human flesh.
Mm-hmm. Well, snatch up my lantern from the pile nearby and try to get up.
Okay, that will provoke. And Let me ask you. I can't remember. If you're prone, are you subject to sneak attacks?
You're denied your dex, aren't you?
No, it's just a bonus. Let me see.
I don't think so, no.
I don't
Okay.
think so either.
Yeah, it's if you're flat-footed, but I think
Yeah.
prone doesn't actually deny dex.
No.
Okay.
It
But
gives
yeah,
a penalty
it's
to dex, but not a denial of it.
I'm just double checking for my own future reference.
Mhm.
So no sneak attack. Yeah, first thing that came up. So instead, he will just try to reach out and touch you. But no, he can't do that. It's AOO. So yeah, War Razor. Yeah, that will be a 18 because
Yeah,
you're
that'll hit then.
still the plus. Yeah, it's the +4 from being prone still.
Still 9 ain't bad. And I guess for my action, I'll go ahead and put on my mage armor.
Okay. That will provoke again.
And it's a ability, not
Yeah, I
the
forgot.
actual thing.
Oh, fancy you.
I don't think it provokes, but I'll double check real quick. Standard action says on the thing. Benefits. Yeah, it doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Provokes.
If it, unless it says if it's a spell-like ability, I think it would, but otherwise it wouldn't. I don't think.
It's a supernatural ability.
Then no, that doesn't provoke. So you're good,
Mm-hmm.
Manuel. The thing in your room is going to swing at you. I forgot to have my macro ready for this thing, so it's just a flat d20 plus 10. 17, and this would be without your armor, because you're not wearing your armor to sleep.
That meets.
Okay, so that will hit. You will take d8 plus 7. So that will be 13 damage. and he's going-
Can I use my reaction to cast Stone Shield?
Yeah, let me...
He's spontaneous, so he doesn't need to memorize them.
I'm just looking up the ability to remember what it does.
It adds 4 to his AC, so that would
will beat it.
block it.
Yep, block it. As he reaches out, you see his palm almost open up into a lamprey-like mouth. As it's about to grab you, you're like, ah! And throw up this wall of stone. Yes. Question though, let's see. You cannot use the spell if you are not adjacent to a large area of stone or earth, and you're on a wooden floor. So I don't think you can actually use that. No, wait,
Okay.
the wall it would count. So it comes out of the wall since you're right next to it.
Just earth bends real quick.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to block that attack.
What are you? Actually, can we see a picture of it? All I can see are its hands and its chest.
Yeah, let me bring up the picture for it real quick.
Oh, yeah, you do need to share with me this macro for how you share pictures in the chat sometime.
Yep.
Because that's really handy, especially if you're doing like a mystery thing when you've got like a list of characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be worth adding to that Google Doc I've got of stuff. Yeah, that's a thing.
You can roll to try to determine what this is if you like. If you have any knowledge rolls that'll apply.
I think he also just wants to see like an actual picture.
Well, there it is. It should be in the chat log.
Oh, I just needed to scroll down. I don't know why it wasn't auto-scrolling. It was at the bottom.
The Goblin?
No, scroll down.
Scroll down.
It's
Like,
not.
it's
It's
in
not on
Roll20.
Skype. It's on Roll20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay, got it. That is one ugly mother.
I remember this thing. I think I used one of these. Oh no, I used a different thing in that Pathfinder short shot. I did.
Would it be a knowledge nature or?
It'd be a dungeoneering.
Oh, I don't have a point.
Okay, then yeah, and it's classically you can't roll on it. So yeah, this thing's gross. It's gnarly. And then
Is a free action something you could do at any time?
yes.
I think if I recall, the ring, a force shield is a free action to activate.
Oh, no, that would be an immediate action. Sorry, on
Okay.
your turn you can do a free action.
Okay.
Can you only do one free action, or can you do multiple free actions?
I'm not sure about that.
I think
Because-
it's as many as you
Okay.
want. I don't think it's limited.
I was
within
just
reason.
seeing about what I was going to do at my turn, and two of them were free actions, and I'm like, I can do both of these, right? So they don't affect other people.
Let's see, free action.
I think it's as long as it makes sense to the DM.
Don't take any time at all. Though there may be limited to free actions on your turn based on what the GM says. So
Okay.
if it doesn't make sense that this many free actions be able to fit into one turn, I could say, this is a little much, but otherwise there's not really a limit. Okay, so this guy is not having to worry about you guys being prone, is going to step over here between the beds as a friend enters the room to gang up on Ephixa. So there's going to be 2 attacks on Ephixa. Actually, no, only 1 attack because the other guy used his action to fully move in. Will be a +2 to this. Actually, a +6. So
Oof. Yep, that'll definitely hit.
17. So that was 18 points of damage. And this razor just slices into your face as he's like trying to get towards your neck, but you're awake now, so you're able to just kind of move around from it.
Mhm.
And then it'll be Gogmert's turn. Gogmert, you hear a bunch of shouting and fighting in the hallway.
All right, I am going to do a. Let me. Where are the cats at right now?
They would be in the stable out back. It's not so far away that you wouldn't be able to call for them with a loud enough call, but it will take them a few rounds to get here.
All right.
Don't you have an empathic link with yours?
Yeah, at this point I do, I believe. So I just hear shouting.
Yeah, you hear shouting and the sounds like a high-pitched girlish scream followed by some sounds of combat. You're pretty well assured that you're not being heard by anybody. And you know as you exit that it's coming from the north.
I don't see anything.
Nope. Yeah, roll a perception. 27. Oh yeah. It's when you round the corner, there, a couple doors down, you know that it goes into rooms for Emanuele and the rest of your party, and the fighting definitely sounds like it's coming from those areas.
All right. Could I tell who was yelling? Because right now I'm just looking at these doors.
Yeah, it's hard to see at the angle you're in. Let me see. Do you not have vision that implemented? Yeah, you should be able to see down the hallway. Just hold on. My thing's fucking up on my end.
Oh yeah, wait, I can see all the way down.
You can
there.
kind of see the outlines of a couple doors that are open. Like right here, you can kind of see the outline of a body in this room. It's definitely not Emanuele, but it's in Emanuele's room.
All right.
And you hear fighting down the hall in this one right here, as well as this one.
So, with my second action, I am going to cast Barkskin.
Okay, so +2 to your AC. As your natural armor, just your body begins to like have the rivets of like old ancient wood as your body hardens.
That's my turn.
Okay. Ephixa, you've been hit quite a few times.
Mm-hmm. She will just shout out, "Get the fuck out of my room!" And that'll be her smite ability on this person.
Out of my room, Mom.
Right.
Hide the erotica.
I will say your weapons would be close enough. You can spend a movement to pick them up when you do get to that point.
Mhm.
I couldn't imagine you guys wouldn't sleep with your possessions. It's just you wouldn't sleep with your armor on.
Mm-mm. So got the smite, gonna do the free action force shield ring because she'd sleep with the ring on, of course.
Oh yeah, the ring.
I mean, I argue I have my reinforced tunic on because its description is literally just a shirt. That's just of nice quality. So I would imagine Lucilla will be wearing that, but definitely not leather.
That with one of those old like nightcap hats.
Also, fun fact: I can, according to the spell, the ability, I can recall my returning dagger to my hand as a free action. So
Nice.
Yeah, she'll risk attack of opportunities by standing up.
Okay. These will still be at the +2 or +4 because you're prone.
Which one was that?
That one was the one up north.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
Actually, no, that would be the south one. Sorry.
Okay,
This one will be the one up north.
that'll miss.
But you are up, and you are combat ready. Yeah, at least as close as you can be right now.
Right, 5 foot step over, and then take a swing against this one.
Okay, go for it. Ooh, damn.
oh, nice.
Don't
Won't
worry
be a
about attack two.
multi-attack, but
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
that will confirm for 25 points of damage plus whatever your smite does.
I think smite's already added. I added
Okay.
the condition to it.
Yep. So that will be 25 points of damage. It is looking rough. Still up though.
Let's see, I think that's my full turn.
Okay. You go to Emanuele. This thing's trying to get up close and personal with you.
Is the door behind it open?
Yes.
Okay.
But it is like body blocking it.
Yeah. He, at this moment, I've never used this ability, so I just want to call it out thematically. He, at this moment, is really wishing that Juan was with him. And I'd like for him to establish his empathic link for a second, for the first time, and call Juan to him. He can do it if Juan's within a mile.
And it just teleports him to you?
No, it's like the
Just Juan's
familiar
coming.
ability. Juan knows that he needs help.
Gotcha. I imagine Gogmert did that too.
I don't think druids can do it unless it comes from his archetype, which I imagine he has it, because can't you put your eyes into their bodies?
Yeah, no, druids have empathic link.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
pretty
I was gonna
standard
say they're
animal
like the number one
companion
class that would have
I
it.
know, and I was reading through druid and I didn't see it, but their druid is a messed up.
It's listed as
description.
the animal companion rather than.
Gotcha. So he would do that, and then can he reach his dueling sword?
Yeah, I'll say you can do that. Move action to pick
Imagine
it
he might leave it like propped up right there with his
Yeah.
bow.
up. It is a move action to pick it up, so it will provoke an attack.
Why would it provoke an attack?
Picking up an object provokes an attack.
Oh, well then can he 5 foot step back and pick it up?
Yeah.
All right, he'll do
I was
that.
just being clear that it would, because
Okay.
we played this long enough that it's fair to let you know. It's
Okay.
easy to forget things.
And he'd pick it up, and then as an action, instead, he will... cast... Burst of Radiance.
Okay.
And let me click on it and see if it automatically brings it up. There we go.
And it rolled the damage for you already. Evil takes 14. Damage.
No save, but it does need a reflex save to see if it is
Dazzled.
dazzled.
Okay.
I assume this thing is evil.
No, we'll give you that idea.
It's a good line, actually.
He's very friendly. I imagine he passes, so he's just dazzled for 1d4 rounds.
Creatures in the area
are blinded for 1d4 rounds or dazzled for 1d4 if they succeeded a reflex save.
Yep.
Alright, so dazzled
Nice.
for 1d4.
That's a very good spell.
That is good.
-1 on attack rolls, yeah. For 4 rounds. Damn. I will say, that is something I think that they kind of dropped the ball on with Pathfinders. They could have combined so many of these conditions into one
Yeah, really.
instead of having like
Stun,
50,000.
Yeah, it's like every condition has like 3 levels of severity for some reason.
Yet abilities don't make their severity increase. If they're already stunned, they don't go up to...
Which they could have also solved that just by having multiple levels of the same condition.
Yeah.
And it still would have made it a little bit more... Anyway, that's just a nitpick.
Yeah, no, I have been on the record by saying I very much like the very like concise list of conditions that 5th edition has. Like, boom, here it is.
Yeah.
All right, my turn.
Real quick, could I have Yukai take their action?
Yeah.
All right. He'll do a lay on pause and do a lay on hands on fix.
Did they add to your attack roll, by the way?
No, they did not.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't factor in guidance to that one.
The first one was a natural 20, and then after that,
Yeah.
it was a 16.
Yeah, just the flat macro, so I don't think I did the +1 to it.
Mhm.
So, maybe additional 10 hit points. Woo! Breathing room.
Aha.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Yes.
First things first, as a free action, I ignite my ion torch as it flies off the table over my head, and it creates 20 feet of bright light, then 20 feet of... Well, technically, it's up 1 step. But
How much of bright light?
20 feet, and then 20 feet of dim after that. And that's just a free action. Okay, cool. Laying down and seeing all this stuff, Lucilla's going to raise her hand into the air, and as another free action, her returning cold iron dagger pulls out of its sheath from her belt over the bedpost. And I'm just going to thematically skim this. As it's flying through the air, its pommel, little crossguard it's got, gets caught up on all the threads I've been pinning to the wall as I catch it. And then I yank it, which causes all the paper to fly out all over the room. And I'm going to say that's me taking the whole offense as a standard action.
Okay. And
Just
you're
straight
remaining
mass
prone,
chaos.
And I'm still prone. And I am then going to spend my move to stand up. But I looked it up and said one's a standard action, and then stopping being prone is a move. So I can do that so I can get the bonus for my defense and then stand up.
Yep. So we'll provoke still.
Did they have reflexes?
They do have combat reflexes.
Okay.
So this will be the +4 against your AC, but I know your AC is a little higher right now.
Yeah, it would be.
So that would have only been a 15.
Yeah, I'm at 23 AC right now. Ephixa, you've got a +3 bonus to your AC because you're adjacent to me while I'm full defense.
Yay.
And that
Every little bit helps Ephixa. They kind of went ape on her.
Yeah.
And that'll be my turn because I feel like I can't cast any spells anyway because I didn't have time to prepare them, and I don't feel like the first thing Lucilla would do after she wakes up, being awakened by Assassins of the Night, is immediately start shouting facts. So, just all the magical stuff that Lucilla has just instantly flies to her.
She wakes up, screams, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Back to the top of the order. This is round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ris'sh.
Yeah. Given that there's now light, I don't have to grab my lantern. Guess I'll go and 5-foot step up and try and lay into this dude.
I was spending all that time looking up. I'm like, all this stuff is free actions.
Miss, hit, and miss.
Yeah. Sounds right. Yeah, that's a full round action, so.
Okay, in the other room, Emanuele, this thing steps up to you and makes another slam attack against you. Okay, that'll be 15 plus 8, so that'll be a 23 to hit you.
That hits.
You take 8 plus 7. You take 10 points of damage, and he's going to attempt to grab you. 21 against your CMD. This will be without your armor bonus.
Huh?
This will be without any like armor bonus or anything like that.
CMD is 21. Does he have to beat my CMD?
He has to meet or beat.
Okay.
So you are grabbed. And as he grabs you, you feel that lamprey-like mouth in his hand like latch onto your skin as you take 1 point of con damage.
Don't touch, don't touch.
So that will be his turn. Coming from around the corner, Ris'sh, you see Amiko being like, "Who the fuck is fighting in my..." Oh, and she sees like the blood probably like covering parts of Ephixa.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to start up her bardic performance. So everyone will get a +1 to attack and damage rolls that are within 30 feet of her. So pretty much just the three of you. These men in this room now. One of them is going to... Nope, they're both as a move action. They're going to snap their fingers, and a single mirror image is going to appear next to each of them. And the mirror image button. And then they are going to both try to touch the person near them. So one's going to make a touch attack against Lucilla, and one of them is going to make a touch attack against Ris'sh. These will be
Did you
plus
say
8.
they cast defensively?
And spells.
Oh, okay.
So the one against Lucilla, natural 20.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was trying to see if full defense applied to touch. I believe it does, because it's like you're actively trying to avoid people. But
Good news is it doesn't multiply what it does on a crit, so at least there's that. And this one will be against Ris'sh. 13 against touch.
Out of curiosity, are these things undead?
You don't know?
Well, the smite would have dealt more damage otherwise.
No, it is not.
Okay. Not a cleric of or anything like that?
It is an evil cleric.
Oh, well, that would have added 5 more damage.
Gotcha. It's still up. Oh, but it does take a lot more. It does take a little bit more damage, and it doesn't look very healthy.
all right.
So, as it touches you, old wounds begin to open up as you are subject to a bleeding touch. And actually, I take that back. That is a spell-like ability, so we'll try to cast defensively. Okay, so never mind, Lucilla. They both failed their concentration, so they don't be able to do it. So you're safe.
Also, I did just get curious. I looked it up. Total defense is a dodge bonus, so it would apply against touch. For me, Pix is getting, I believe, a luck bonus from me.
Yes. So that wouldn't apply to touch, I don't believe.
I think it does, actually. I think luck is it's literally just dumb luck, and it applies to everything.
Okay. Either way, they bungled their concentration checks to try to touch you.
Yeah,
Gogmert.
they say.
It'll miss, but I'll have to activate my Shield of Faith bit.
Do I have any more of an impression onto where things are going down?
Well, you see where Amiko is out of the room.
Yeah.
There's definitely fighting going on there. And there seems to be fighting going on in the room here.
All right.
Gogmert, I'm a little insulted no assassins came for me.
In here. Seeing Emanuele's coffin.
I'm gonna need to see that once this encounter is over.
I'm going to cast the spell Shillelagh.
Always a good one.
Can I still attack after casting that? Casting time is a standard action, so I don't think I can.
I don't think you can, no.
Lame.
Yeah. But it's still less minutes for level, so.
I'll just step in here in melee to provide Emanuele flanking.
Gotcha. Mechanically, you probably cast it as you were coming in before you move, because Pathfinder's fucky like that, where you can't cast, move, or move, cast, move.
Yeah.
But I'm just hand waving a lot of that, unless it really pertains to certain situations. Ephixa.
Alright. Swift action, lay on hands on herself to get herself a little bit better off.
As you should. You were quite wounded there for a minute.
Oh,
You're at, what, 8 health at one point?
Yeah. So, alright. Gain better bit by bit. Alright, and then going to full attack against this one.
Go for it. Okay. So the first one and the shield and crit confirm would hit, but for the first one, roll a 1d2 to see if you get through its mirror image. One will be a hit. Pops the image. So the other one will crit confirm. And describe your kill in this one.
Basically, as the sword cleaves through the one, she's just going to crack. It's a star shield, right?
It's the Sahedron star.
Yeah.
It's like illuminated into your arm.
So one of the points is going to go right into his throat and basically pin him against the wall to the point where she has to disperse it and then redisperse it, because otherwise it would have been lodged in the wall.
Nice. Yep, and it just lies in a sack on the ground.
And turn her attention towards this one.
Gotcha. Then Emanuele, you are grappled.
Alright, he can still... No, he can't, because Is it a one-handed weapon? Or is it a light?
I think it's just one-handed weapon.
Okay.
But I can't remember for sure, so... Grappling is fucky.
Alright, will you let him hit with it?
Yeah, I'll allow it, since I don't know. I'm looking it up now, but for now I'll just allow it either way.
You mean you didn't consult the grapple flow chart? Oh, no.
I don't think that'll confirm. But I hope it hits.
That will not confirm, but it will hit as you stab into this thing.
You see on step 24 of how to grapple.
You stick the cotton swab in your mouth, and you put it in the supplied envelope, and you mail it to Paizo headquarters, and in 2 to 3 business days, you should get your response.
And anyway, it says that it just requires no action can be taken that requires 2 hands. So you're fine.
Gotcha. And then as a swift, he is going to use his animal focus to add to his strength.
Gotcha.
How far would Juan would have moved 160 feet? I don't know if...
I was just getting to that. You hear some crashing downstairs, as you can only assume 2 cats and a giant snake coming through a dining area is not the most subtle of travels.
They got the zoomies.
Yeah.
The late night zoomies. Oh god.
Late night zoomies. Lucilla.
That guy's dead. My full defense wears off. So I am going to 5-foot step here. And then I am going to throw my Cold Hour returning dagger at that guy, see if I can't pop a mirror image for fix. So Shazam. 14?
14 will not hit.
Is it within 5 of its AC?
It is just within 5 of its AC. So
then I pop its image.
Yep. Hey, good use of that.
Yeah, and then free action returns to my hand. And then I am going to add to Fix's chorus of "Who the fuck are these people?" I shout loud enough for people to hear down the hall.
Yeah, these things are being very like not one word, even when they're being attacked, is being spoken out from these things.
Yep.
Ris'sh.
So 5 foot top back on top of the bed. Gonna upcast blindness deafness on him. So that, maybe we has someone to ask questions forcefully of.
Were you trying to blind them or deafen them?
Blind. So DC will be 18.
And that's which save?
Fortitude, I believe, yes. Yay.
You said he is blinded?
Yep.
He is blinded. As you can't tell through the mask, but his eyes glaze over. And in the other room, Emanuele, he has you in one hand, and he's going to start punching you with the other.
Is he going to maintain?
Yeah, he has to maintain the grapple first.
Yeah.
31, I imagine, will
Yeah.
maintain. And he will punch at you. That will be a 13, which will miss. But at the end of his turn, you will take another point of con damage.
No save?
No save.
Okay. That one takes hit points.
This is what is known as blood drain. Miko's turn. Looking into this room where this whole thing is going down. Her Inspire Courage is still up. She is just going to stab at this with her rapier and will miss. But maintaining the song, we'll go on to this creature. He clutches at what you see now as a holy symbol across his chest and channels negative energy, does not provoke. So everyone will take...
Will save.
Yeah, we'll save 8 damage or half on a successful save.
Does her performance add to the saves?
No, this one's Inspire Courage normal, so just attack and damage, I believe.
Oh, then my attack roll would have been too high. I imagine 22 passes.
Courage. Yeah, it's just a morale bonus against charm saves.
Yeah, my
Lucilla's
natural
special.
Yeah, mine's the special one.
I think we all made it. So.
Yeah, you all made it, so you all take only 4 points of damage. As this negative energy pulse just... boom. And you manage to shield yourself from the majority of it. Gogmert. You are in prime flanking opportunities.
The bonkening is about to occur. Bonk.
Fortunately, that will not bonk.
You hit Emanuele.
I mean, I don't think it'll still bonk, but that would be with flanking.
That will still miss. Even with the penalties from being flanking. Okay.
And I don't see my cats yet, do I?
I was just getting to that. Takes the rest of their movement, but they are right there. If you can see them down the hall, or you won't be able to. Let me fix their tokens so you can see them.
All right, and that's their turn, right?
Yeah, that will be basically where they get at the end of the turn.
All right, so that's Gogmert's turn. Sadly, he did not hit anything.
Ephixa.
All right. Fix is going to full attack. Not going to use the smite since it's blinded. Well, it sounds like fighting's going on in the next room, so she's going to keep that in her pocket. Going to use Way of the Merciful for non-lethal damage at no penalty. And go.
Let's see. This will be...
the first one will be at a +1 for guidance.
Okay. Either way, that one will hit. Second one will hit, but not confirm. Third one will hit. So that's 27, 35. Oof. Taking a beating.
Hmm.
Still up.
She doesn't like being woken up prematurely.
I imagine not. Emanuele.
Who would have thought a worship of the sun god isn't a morning person?
The sun's
No,
not out yet.
It's only just getting out. It's not its
Mhm.
peak. Emanuele, you are grappled.
All right, he's gonna. I forgot I had. Oh, have we completed retraining?
Yeah. For this is basically the last day of the retraining, so it would have been over.
All right, he's gonna switch it to one I don't have a macro for yet, and change it to cold from planar focus.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing. Creatures that attack you with natural attacks or melee weapons take 1d4 points of cold damage for every 2 class levels you possess. So Emanuele gets really, really cold, and then makes another attack. Then drops his sword.
It doesn't drop it. We don't have crit fumbles, but it doesn't
Stop squeezing.
hit at all. You do hear your snake trying to get up, but it seems to be stuck on a stairwell. As that, even a long, large creature isn't designed to go upstairs here.
You hear armor plating scraping on the walls, much like
Pretty
Rumblejack.
much. Give it a couple rounds, it might break through, but right now it's stuck on a stairwell.
And it is Grumblejack. He's here.
He is still technically alive.
Mm-hmm.
So are you still giving me a AC bonus or no?
I am not. No, I did
Okay.
not full defense last round.
Alright. Just want to make sure so I could
Lucilla.
update accordingly.
I'm going to throw my dagger at him again, and I get a bonus to this because inspire courage, right?
Yes. Plus
Okay.
1 to attack and damage.
So this will be 1 higher then. 22.
That will hit.
4
Or
damage
4 points
total.
of damage.
Mhm.
Okay, it's wearing down on him. He's looking pretty wounded.
Okay, and then I will 5-foot step here,
Gotcha.
just slowly working my way around as I'm just like throwing this dagger and having it come back to me. Out of character, returning weapons are one of those things that I've always thought was really cool, but never got around to using. So having this dagger has been really fun.
Mm-hmm. Might need to take that rogue dip.
If I want to do damage, but so far I've been pretty supporting.
No, I'm just talking shit.
Mhm.
Ris'sh, this guy's like whipping his head around wildly because you know for a fact that he cannot see.
Mm-hmm. I've blinded this one. And I'm just gonna reach down, pick up my lantern, and probably leave him to their care. See if there's anyone else. But
You do hear fighting going on in the other room. You see a little goblin foot sticking out still.
yeah, that's why I grabbed my lantern. So need my vision updated.
Amidst light, I think it's 20 feet, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2020.
I think both the lantern and my stone function as a torch.
So it should work. It should be working properly.
Okay,
You know,
so
when you're
this one-
actually thinking about it, blindness, deafness is
4,
kind of weak.
5,
Imagine if any other
6.
D&D spell gave you a disability.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I got enough movement with a double move, considering picking up the item as a move action to, see that they're fighting a thing. And, there's a coffin in there.
Yeah, this creature. If you have knowledge dungeoneering, you can make a roll on it, but it is very bizarre. Its body seems to like shift and morph and change colors as it's holding Emanuele in its grasp.
I have not put a point in that, so nope.
It's not a class skill for a wizard.
It is a class skill, but I don't have it trained, so the highest.
Yeah, you need to
If
have
you have
that.
if you have it as a class skill, you can still roll it though.
Pretty sure you need
If
a
you want.
point.
Yeah, if you the thing is, if you have a point or if it's a class skill, you can roll on it. It's not enough to know it, but it's worth trying anyway sometimes, especially at lower levels. This guy again, he is going to try to attack Gogmert with his free hand. After he's going to try to maintain the grapple, however, first. Getting a little ahead of myself here.
Mhm.
And the grapple, 21 against your CMD.
I'm sorry, I thought you said Gogmert.
Well, I had to retcon in a second because I forgot to
Yes.
maintain his grapple.
21 no longer makes it.
Okay, so
Yes.
he's trying to you just managed to the cold kind of numbs his fingers a bit, and he pulls he doesn't so much pull away as he just can't maintain the same grip as you slip out of his fingers.
Does it damage him since he was touching me?
Yeah.
All right,
That will damage him.
That'd be
11. Nice. Well, under those circumstances, he is going to turn and still attack Gogmert and slam at him for 29 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
9 points of damage as he now tries to grapple you. 18 will, I imagine, miss.
18 versus my CMD.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know what my CMD is off the top of my head. No, my CMD's only 13.
That doesn't seem right.
Is it not? I mean, small. I know because you're small, you get a penalty.
Yeah, base attack plus strength checks and 10 for CMD. So I mean, it's possible he's a druid and small. Mine's only 16.
Yeah, 10 plus 3 for my base attack bonus, minus 1 from my strength, plus 1.
Yep.
From
My
dex.
CMD is 15.
Yeah, if you only have a -1 +1 for your abilities, then that sounds right.
Yeah, because I got a -1 to strength, and then 3 for abilities, -1 for size. Yeah.
Does Gogmert only have 12 dex?
Gogmert? Yeah, he only has 12 dex.
Yeah, that'd do it then.
Yeah, because it runs off of strength and dex.
Yeah, and I'm basically just getting it from my base attack bonus because it all cancels out. So I have 13 total. So yeah, that does grapple.
So yeah, Gogmert, that would have failed then, and you took 9 points of damage plus 1 point of con damage at the end of his turn.
Oh, 1 point of con.
So may bring you below a certain threshold of modifier, which might lower your HP further.
Yeah, let me add that temporary. Just a -1.
Yes.
-1 on the temporary slot. And should all do it automatically now, so.
But anyway, yeah, Amiko's going to attack the guy in the room with Ephixa. And actually hit.
Hey!
Yep.
And since it's blind, she gets her sneak attack. That's 2d6 plus 2. 7 points of damage. Yeah, this guy is looking rough.
Mm.
His
Is that
turn,
off of her base damage?
Yeah.
2d6 plus 2 is what her normal damage is with sneak
Oh.
attack.
Okay.
She's got a 1d6 sneak. Gotcha.
Yeah, she has a 1d6 sneak because she's mostly barred.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's a weird mishmash. She's a aristocrat 1, bard 3, rogue 1.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Talk about power gamer.
I mean, aristocrat is not a great NPC class. So,
yeah, this
you-
guy can't see, very wounded. You see him reach up to lift up part of his mask as he begins to try to coup de grace himself. So coup de grace do provoke.
All right. Yeah, Fix will definitely take that swing.
kill
He's coup de gracing himself?
Yes.
Oh, that's thematic.
Miko misses.
come on, see if you can non-lethally hit him. Fix. If we
That's the plan.
try and check him
24 for 11.
24 for 11. Yeah, you're able to knock him unconscious before he can kill himself.
No. Whack.
Yeah, as he's about to bring the razor down, you just full on fly swatter him over the head with the flat of your blade, and he goes down. He is not dead though. So good
But he
news.
he is unconscious, though.
He is unconscious. Gogmert,
So I'm grappled,
you are.
so I can only really try and get out of the grapple, right?
Yeah. Is Shillelagh a two-handed thing?
It's a one-handed, I believe.
So you could, if you wanted, still swing.
Yeah, what's the modifier for that, though?
I think it's just a -2, or I'm looking it up again right now. -2 on attack rolls. But he also has a -2 on attack rolls. I forgot to get in.
Alright, yeah, I'll just go for a swing. -2, but also
it's also with
+2
flanking.
Flanking.
Yeah. So that will hit.
Right.
3 points
So
of damage,
that's-
and it will be sneak attack since you're flanking.
Plus sneak attack, so 5.
5 points of damage. The nice thing about multiclassing with a rogue is you can always take that feat that lets you add sneak attack.
Yeah.
If you're multiclassing.
Expert sneak attacker. It took me forever to realize.
I think it's like accomplished sneak attack or something.
Yeah, whatever it is. It took me forever to realize that was a thing, and that opened up a whole new world of possibilities.
Mm-hmm. It's also very helpful when you're trying to multi-class in like Eldritch Archer and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I remember I did it for Greeley because he dipped into, I want to say fighter. I don't remember.
Yeah. Ephixa.
All right. With this guy unconscious, you'll look back at Lucilla and say, disarm him and tie him up. I'm going to see how Emanuele's doing.
I was planning on doing it. Go check on everyone. I still hear stuff going down the hall.
Yeah, Amigo points down the hall and like, they're over there. I hear some fighting still going.
Amigo, go with him. I got this guy.
I'll be 30 here. Guy squeeze into the room?
Yeah.
All right. This will be 35 to get here.
When you tell Amigo to go over there, she's like, man, I like you when you're authoritative.
Now's not the time.
Oh, by the way, we'll do it after Ephixa takes her turn, but you do have control of your cats for this turn too, Gogmert.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a tight squeeze, but they can't get in that room.
And here I was going to cast the Summon Monster spell, finally.
So when you go into that room, you do have to go through a way that would provoke, and it will take a swing at you.
Okay, well, before I do that, can I pop my smite?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah,
I'll allow that.
See the creature and say, you're going down just like your masters, and yeah, then step in.
You see it actually form a mouth, like out of just nowhere. It's like a solid mash of a face, and just a mouth that materialized. It looks a little uncomfortably like yours.
Right.
Like they are not my master. And before the mask vanishes, the face vanishes again, and it'll swing at you a natural 1.
Shit! I forgot to conjure eyes on my back.
But yeah, that's double movement, or
yeah, that was double movement and a swift. So, yep, that's my full turn.
Okay. Emanuele.
Because I imagine it'll be difficult terrain here.
Right.
Oh wait, before you go, actually, Gogmert, you have your kitty cats.
Yes. Guess this way. Oh. There's one. It'll provoke an attack doing that.
That guy's unconscious.
Yeah. He's unconscious.
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, he's unconscious?
Yeah,
oh,
no one in
like,
no one in
really
that
do
room
anything
is.
anyways.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure you wanted to try to have them squeeze into the room with you because it's difficult terrain to get onto the bed, but they could get on it.
I'll have them stick back.
Did you say bed? Because it's a call.
It's your bed.
Yeah, it's your bed. I don't know what you're seeing. Looks
So
like
yeah,
a bed.
I'm having the cats stay back.
No problem. Let me go to Lucilla. Oh wait, no, Emanuele. Haha, I skipped you.
On God. You should never skip me.
All you people in your crits, I swear to God, I get natural 1s up the ass.
We're having a weirdly good session this round. I mean, I attacked with my dagger twice, and the only one hit, both were max damage.
Yeah, 15 points of damage. Slice into this guy. He's looking bloodied. Are you doing anything else for your turn, Emanuele? Or are you just sticking around?
That's good.
Yeah. Now it's Lucilla.
Calling to Juan to move quickly.
The crunching continues.
Tear it all down.
What you doing, Gombo?
I'm going to be grabbing a healing potion from my bag here, just in case. A heal light wounds potion.
Gotcha.
I don't have any rope, so I'm just going to go over here. And to reference the flashback, I get down and I go, well, hope this works. I'm going to try to cut one of his Achilles tendons in his calf.
Go for
That'll
it.
basically make it so his legs can't work.
I'll just say you do that.
Yep. This doesn't bleed out. That's what the potion's for.
I mean, Goo's just like, ooh, you nasty.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know about human biology, it's not like it's a deep thing. It's like literally really close to the surface. It is disturbingly easy to cut.
Yeah. Just like what is it? The carotid artery is super easy to get into, and it bleeds like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, there's a couple arteries all across your body that you can just stab with a pen, and that's basically a dead person in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's weird how the body works, and somehow people survive like plane crashes.
Yeah, we're simultaneously the most durable and the most fragile thing you can imagine. But I imagine that's my turn because that's like the movement act.
Ris'sh.
Yeah, it's a full round cast. So get that ready. This next time it comes around to me, I'll probably have it congeal on the end of the coffin.
No worry. Let me see if I have a token.
Wait. No putting that goo in my coffin?
Summoned critters just kind of appear, coalesce.
I love the idea, Cope, that you went from being freaked out about the coffin to be like, yeah, but I mean, like, it's my coffin.
Don't put your goo in my coffin.
This creature gonna go. It's just gonna. Let's see. Looking around, it's gonna return its attention back to Emanuele as you look like the one that's hit the most.
You know, in hindsight, it's really fortunate someone did just sneak into Emanuele's room and close the lid and lock it.
21 to try to hit Emanuele.
Yes, that will hit, but he'll take 3d4 damage.
9 points of damage. He's not going to try to grapple you, but you still will take. Let's see. E8 plus 7. 13 points of damage. And that is all he can do. Okay. Miko's turn. She's going to step out over here to make sure everyone over here can get her bardic performance. And she's going to just reach out and kind of touch Gogmert in the back around the corner and cast Cure Wounds on you. For, oh wow, max 11 points of healing. Or 11 points of damage, I guess. I didn't know Gogmert was a Dhampir.
No, we don't need another one of those.
And it is your turn, Gogmert.
Here, let me hit you with that Cure Light Wounds wand. No. That'll always be funny.
Yeah. I will say that campaign made me hate wall spells.
Oh yeah. Purely because of Cope, not because of Loki.
Oh no, it was for me too.
Yep. No, that was definitely memorable.
I spent the next 6 hours searching the universe.
To be fair, it's just because I really
complaining while searching the universe.
Well, it was such a great example of how powerful we've become, where it wasn't like a deal breaker, it was just an afternoon.
And then after we tried something and we located it, but it didn't work, I was like, why don't I just cast Miracle and, have my god bring me a piece of it?
So lazy.
Michael, you there? It's your turn.
Yeah.
You're no longer grappled, by the way.
Yeah.
Your token still click on it.
Going in with the shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Yeah, even with the +2, that won't hit.
Golden block 9 last time as well.
My shillelagh. My shillelagh.
Oh, that was a 3.
Ephixa.
Do I count as flanking?
Yeah.
Okay. Upsetting shield style along with it. And full attack.
Creature, this is gonna hurt.
Miss, hit.
Ooh.
It's pretty wounded, but it's still up.
Might take 5 more. Trying to remember what all the So, evil outsider,
No.
cleric, or undead.
I'll tell you, it's just an aberration.
Okay, then yeah, no additional damage. But it does take a -2 on attacks.
Mm-hmm. Emanuele.
Did we forget about the daze condition on it? Oh well.
Wait, it was dazed.
The
It was
dazzle.
dazzled.
Dazzle.
I've been reducing its attack rolls by that.
Gotcha. All right. I
That will miss.
make noise behind it.
Don't you have multi attack?
Multi-class some.
Because I thought you have a 6 AC or a 6 BAB.
No, I don't. Hunters are 3/4 bad.
Okay. Well, then never mind. It is Lucilla's turn. Still cutting off those arteries, huh?
Yeah, one of the Achilles tendons. I also, if I can do it at the same time, I want to pull off his mask and kick his weapon just away. Not take it, just like smash it across the room.
It's just it looks like almost like a barber's razor. It's one of the war razors. You just kick it away and you pull off the mask to reveal a very plain looking man.
He's
I like how the sound had like a dramatic sound effect to it. That was awesome.
Oh man,
I thought that was on my side.
Whenever anyone in any fiction says they pull off the mask and it's just like a normal looking dude, I'm always reminded of the joke from the Lego movie, where they're all like, "His face is so generic it matches every single person in the database."
My favorite one is the one where
I wouldn't even kill him.
Change bodies.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Flash.
At least I can know who the Flash is. Take off the mask. I have
no idea who this is.
I love that one too. But yeah, I'm just making sure this guy can't run.
Yeah, just leave him alive to wallow in his averageness.
I don't have a token for what you have, but here, have a chupacabra picture.
Thank you.
Yeah, so eyes glowing orange, small puddle of red something appears on Emanuele's coffin, slowly expands, flames, and since it's a fiendish serpent, it slowly slithers out of this and...
My God, that was in there the whole time!
What were you doing sleeping with that?
Well, you know, Emanuele likes big snakes.
You cannot lie.
Mm-hmm. So then it gets a melee attack at +5.
While he's typing this out, I will say I was just rolling my in-person die just to see what I roll. I roll so much better in person. I just rolled 3 19s in a row.
Yeah, I noticed that when you and I had that live action game. You rolled very well.
Yep,
Like,
so
I think I've rolled like 10 times. I haven't gotten anything lower than a 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Anyway.
probably misses, but since Ris'sh has her full turn to go, I'll throw a magic missile at this son-bitch.
I think this is the first magic missile we've seen in this game.
No. I learned it from the wand or whatever that Ephixa was pelted with.
Oh yeah, the one, that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 3d4 plus 3, I believe, at this level.
Mm-hmm.
9 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Describe your kill.
Just 3 bolts of energy zing around Gogmert's ears and straight into the back of this thing.
It sizzle into the flesh as, like, this thing begins like almost like a bad like video game animation as something is on its death throes. It begins to like violently shake. You see it like arms of different shades, hues, and races begin to like form out of its arms. Its head shifts between several faces as it like takes on a bunch of different features before it finally settles back on its original shape and just falls and like almost sinks like sinks in a way that like a creature that has no bones would like its body would slump. Very amorphous, kind of blobby pile on the ground.
Manuel checks the coffin to make sure there's nothing else in there.
There's nothing else in there except for the winged serpent.
Yeah, which dissipates after another minute or half a minute.
I'm gonna take a quick bio while.
All good to take a bio now.
It's a good tub.
I want to see the coffin. So there's my token.
Come, join everyone in the room.
Nice.
I figured everyone would appreciate that one.
Yep. Just completely assassinating Emanuele's perception of reality.
Also, what's a game without some kind of ambush in the middle of the night?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've thrown several at you guys in Sons of Damerhall by now.
We actually haven't had that many middle of the night encounters. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I roll for random encounters to determine when stuff happens. So
Yeah.
sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. Lots of stuff during the Path of Walking Madness, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, that place was straight up madness, yo.
Mm-hmm.
We now all the characters have officially had a backstory flashback.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fun.
Yeah, I like that.
I might do more in the future, but I wanted to get at least one in for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely debating about porting that into Sons of Damerhall, but I definitely want to do it for future Pathfinder APs, especially Carrion Crown.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it for Sons of Damerhall. It's a nice way to add characterization to things you might not otherwise see in the current adventure.
Yeah.
Kind of see where they came from and where they've come from to, or where they've gotten to from where they came from, rather.
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Yep, you knew what I was doing.
I got you. Man, the session is just kind of flying by.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, some combats just like fly by like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you recount the events of the last game of Sons of Damerhall, the actual events that happened don't sound like a lot for the amount of time that we spent.
Yep.
For those of you working on Paizo modules, I think they want you to do a lot more random encounters than I think are warranted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine, honestly, having things go a little faster instead of having a bunch of random encounters.
Mm.
I don't know. Sometimes random encounters, unless they fit for the setting of it, kind of break immersion.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah.
Like this, like getting like random encounters on the way to like Thistletop, like a 2-hour walk, having a chance of an encounter there that wasn't maybe goblins or something, but just a random animal attack.
A lot of them feel like they're just trying to make you do extra XP. Like,
Yeah.
I have random encounters in Sons of Damerhall, but that's because I'm trying to sell the idea that you're out here in the hostile wilderness. So
Yeah.
Every couple days you run into something. But
Oh yeah, and there's certain parts in this and certain parts in other APs that I will have random encounters.
yeah.
Like especially again going back to Ruins of Aslant, it's all about exploration.
Mhm.
Anything that's about focusing heavily on exploration like that, like wilderness and stuff, you have to have like a random encounter table.
Yeah, there's lots of encounters in Skull and Shackles too, but most of them are fine because it's literally you out there raiding ships like a pirate. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, you're pirates, so
yeah, it's what you do. It's part of it.
Your characters are literally going out there for random encounters.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
We are the random encounter.
mhm.
The fight does conclude, and Amiko ends her bardic inspirations and is like, so I'm guessing these aren't friends of yours. And she's like breathing heavily.
I'm just dragging this guy by his hood out into the hallway. I've got 8 strength. It's not going quickly.
Yep, it's very slow going. No one speak up at once.
Yeah. I'm dragging
Sorry,
him. Like,
I missed that. What was that?
Not
She's
a-
like, I suppose none of these are friends of yours then.
Nope. No, definitely not. Everybody okay?
Yep.
Um,
Getting us out of here.
yeah. Now that the fighting's kind of subsided, some of the other patrons that have been kind of sleeping in their rooms are beginning to poke their heads out and seeing what's going on. Seeing the bodies, and a couple of them just kind of shut the door again.
I like to think the last one poked their head out, looks down the hall, and sees a giant snake head peer around the corner. Like, nope.
Oh yeah. Emanuele, I would say you probably would have to go and deal with Juan, as he is like, you hear the cracking of wood and brick.
Yeah. So if I can take a moment, because now that he's finished his retraining, Juan now has the totem beast feat. So he is much larger and stronger looking than he used to be. He also has the celestial template. So there's just something different about him. And this is the first time that they've used the empathic link. So Emanuele's going to go give Juan a big hug and lead him outside and sit and talk with him for a while and show him care like he's never done before.
Wedge him out of the stairwell.
There's a backup button on the armor.
And then when that's all done, take him out to the back of the shed and you put him down, because that fucker can read my mind.
I also love the idea that Emanuele's like having this tender like pet moment with his mount. Meanwhile, we're like, "What? Is he coming back? No."
Yeah, he walked out the door.
Okay, I guess we're just investigating this on our own.
That looks like he's gone. All right, then.
So yeah, you have a body of some weird creature, as well as a couple bodies of people. One of them still living.
Yeah. Without his mask, this guy's just like a normal guy.
Yeah, he just looks like anyone who would live in the town. Doesn't look like anyone from the town, but just looks like just somebody who would live in a town.
If I was to wager, he probably came in with all the traveling merchants for the open market day.
Seems likely. Is there anything of interest on this person? Did you search him yet?
Not yet. Let me get to looking. Also, Lucilla's like very pointedly not pointing out the precision cuts on his cap.
Roll perceptions if you're searching the bodies.
Yep. I had to reference that thing from the flashback. 23.
23 rows. Excuse me. Ris'sh is occupied trying to sift through the sludge body of the creature.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, actually, go ahead and just give me a flat intelligence roll, Ris'sh, before I get into what they find. Okay, so I'll get to yours after I get to them searching the bodies. The bodies themselves don't have a whole lot on them, other than they have some studded leather and a war razor each. Otherwise, they both have a vial of some kind. I'm not going to make you roll for it. They're 2 potions of cure light wounds.
Each or just total?
Total, 2.
Okay.
And they both have this mask that emanates a little bit magic that remind you of the one that Aldern had.
I don't have my spells prepared to.
You can do a spellcraft to determine what it is, but
yeah, I can do that. 24 or 26 technically, because ability.
Oh yeah. So these are known as Skinsaw masks.
Mm-hmm.
The wearer of a Skinsaw mask gains a +2 bonus on perception checks against creatures that aren't immune to fear, as well as a +1 bonus on damage with slashing weapons made against living creatures. When a mask is donned, the creature takes 1 point of charisma damage. Each one could sell for 750 gold pieces. And they're very evil objects.
Nasty little bit of work.
And they both do have holy symbols.
What's the holy symbol of?
Roll a religion.
Okay. Because if it's Lamash 2, I think I would recognize it on sight by this point.
Yeah, it is not. I can tell you that it is not that.
I think I know.
It is Norgerber,
Ah, that figures.
god of assassins and such. It would make sense that Ephixa doesn't really know it, as it is not heavily worshipped, as it is probably not it is heavily worshipped, but not in the kind of circles that Ephixa would have.
She wouldn't really be studying up on it.
If I remember correctly, the worship of Norgaberg is like Fight Club. If you know about it, you're already a part of it.
Kind of.
What are you trying to say, Lucilla?
Listen, I'm just saying I knew people back in Almas. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, Norgaber is a very evil god. You know that, but a lot of people say prayers to it, whether it be they wish, they'll pray to him for secrets of their rivals in merchant guilds to be found out for doing something illegal. People will pray for them to Norgaber for somebody to die. A lot of people who make poisons pray to Norgaber as they basically, please don't let me die from making my own poisons kind of thing. With the 24, there is a sect of Norgaber people who are just serial killers.
Mm-hmm.
They commit mass murders. They could become serial killers or bandits that just focus on committing brutal killings in the name of their god, that they think somehow progresses the secret plans of their deity. But that's all you find on the two of them. However, Ris'sh, thinking back on it now, you realize you have heard of these creatures before, but you heard about them because of where you grew up in the swamplands, as these things are native to that area. These are faceless stalkers.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. They're not very nice neighbors, but they do live in the swamps that your people have come from.
At least share that with them as we're discussing.
Wait, hold on. Let me grab my journal. I'll put down a sketch of these masks in my log, and I fully step on this guy's back as I'm going into the room to grab my book. I'm 26 pounds. It's not like it's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
So, I'm betting this is the serial killer sect of Norgaberg, and judging by these masks, I'm guessing we've got some copycats.
He's human, though, yes?
Yes. Wait, you don't think I literally met a cat?
Heard weirder things.
You know what? That's worth a check. And I just take my knife and I slice open the seat of his pants. Yep, no tail. He's clear.
Actually, when you cut open the seat of his pants,
oh no!
A letter falls out of a pocket.
Yes! Meant to do it! Thank goodness. Assassins always conveniently carry letters of the people who set them to kill their target.
Opening it up, all it is a crude drawing of Ephixia's face.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath is just it's signed X, like the letter X.
What'd that have to do with me?
Why'd you do to piss the other guy off?
I can't hear you. I'm outside.
Yeah. Hey, Ephixa, come over here.
Okay. What's up?
Yeah. How's the quality of this drawing compared to those erotic ones that we found? I just hold it up to her.
Which erotic ones did you find?
No, remember the ones of you that we found in the manor?
Oh god damn it. Oh god damn it.
She herself actually almost forgot. And then Lucilla reminds her.
I'd hope to purge that from my mind. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Unfortunately, that's much worse than the original or the others.
I mean, this is just of your face, at least. Honestly, judging by the quality of this, it's amazing that they actually identified you.
Well, imagine the sharp teeth, the feline eyes, and the furred, pointed ears are clue enough.
It's like a smiley face with a halo.
Yeah, this one definitely seems like a very simple artist rendition of what she would look like.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone's calling the shots, though.
Mm-hmm. Skinsaw Man, right? I imagine.
Remind me, Richard. The notes that we found from Lord Foxglove. Who were the people that says it was like the seventh brother, and who was the other people?
So you should have it in your handout still. It's handout 2.5.
Ah, thank you.
It says no need for you to bother the brothers further.
Mm-hmm.
The brothers paid in full. Zenesha, Mistress of the Seven.
Zenesha, Mistress of the Seven, and this note is signed X. Boom. Investigator levels.
Is Zenestra...
I say that out loud.
Does Zenestra begin with a Z or an X?
It begins with an X.
Oh, okay.
It's Xanesha.
And I flipped through my travel journal where I transcribed the note into my notes, and I showed it. And if you look at the handout, it starts with an X as well.
Okay.
So I know that in and out of character. Haha.
Where are we going to find them, though?
Well, all this stuff started when he took a trip to Magnamar, big city in this local region.
So, next stop, I suppose?
Sounds like it to me.
Been wanting to make a trip there. Might be good. Bring a little less heat on Sandpoint if they're targeting Six specifically now.
I'm feeling very popular by all the evildoers. I'm not sure I like it. At least this way. At least now it's, murderous rather than affectionate. Felt really weird with it being affectionate.
I mean, I feel like the other way, it was wanting to murder you to become affectionate, but yeah, I see what you mean.
At least this makes sense to me. She looked down at the assassin.
Real question is the story behind Goopy over there?
Yes, he's thing from swamps. Very dangerous. And kind of tell him about what I'd know of it.
Richard, I can do any sort of knowledge roll you need to do here. I would need to do.
This would be a dungeoneering.
Okay. That's to know about the faceless thing. Nope, I know nothing. But the swamps that Ris'sh comes from. Where's that geographically located in connection to here?
It is actually almost south of Sandpoint quite a ways. It's known as the Mush Fens. And the Mush Fens and what is known as the Yonda Bakari River both kind of intersect towards the limestone escarpment that makes up the area where Magnamar is.
Okay, so I feel like this is me trying to bring an out-of-character theory into an in-character theory, since it seemed to be targeting Emanuele, and it geographically comes from an area that's close to Magnamar. If you want me to do like a knowledge geography to substantiate that, I can. But
you would know Emanuele's nowhere close to where Magnamar is.
Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking of Multhun.
Multhun?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Multhun is very far away.
I was trying to big brain moment this thing.
You were like, this is big brain time. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I sliced open a man's pants and found a note. So, God, I hope that was in a pocket and not somewhere else. I mean, admittedly, the other place would be a great place to hide a note.
Don't let him pick your pocket.
It's been known to happen.
Could you imagine? We're an ultra-secretive order of assassins. Here's your target. Keep the information secret. Crumple it up. Shove it up your ass.
Watch out for your cornhole.
But yeah, you do have one unconscious. Amiko has already returned. Like, she had left and returned with some guards that are now hauling away the dead bodies and taking the other guy to the jail unless you object.
I think it's as good as any.
Hmm.
I assume
Make sure you
before
keep
the guards get there, we redisguise Gogmert.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is really convenient, because Emiko was the only one that saw him all goblin-y, and I already revealed it to her, so...
Yep.
Forethought.
As they take the guy away, the Ephixa will say, make sure you keep him under watch. He's tried killing himself rather than spilling any sort of information, so we'll put past him to try again.
We'll keep him tied up in the cell, and we'll keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't try to break out of his bonds.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, so he gets hauled away by the guard. They kind of just drag him between two people, and the bodies are hauled away. But the rest of you, it is like 1 a.m. You were woken from a slumber, and you guys are tired.
Yeah.
The rooms you were in are kind of bloody at the moment, or at least the one Ephixa, Lucilla, and Ris'sh were in.
Mm-hmm.
So someday we're going to play one of these games, and I'm going to play someone who has the sleep schedule I do. Because the assassins are going to come in at 1 a.m., and I'm just going to turn around from my desk. I'm like, what's up? What are you doing awake? Awake? I go to bed in an hour, my man.
The sleep cycle of a crime-fighting vampire.
Basically.
Maybe that's what I am.
She does give you guys a new room, by the way, just to make sure you don't have to worry about sleeping in your own blood.
I imagine with all the commotion, Emanuele's going to stay up for a little while and ask if he could have a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm. She would bring. Well, she's like, I'll bring you a vintage. And
Excellent.
she can come back with some moderately okay.
Ladies
wine.
and gentlemen, it's always nice after a fight to calm the nerves with a glass of wine.
You got anything harder? Like a brick?
Are you talking to me or the bartender?
I was just talking to the bartender, but it seems Richard's gone silent.
No, I thought you were talking to Emanuele, so I didn't say anything.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we have some bricks outside, but I don't think that'll do it for.
That was sarcasm.
I know. I was trying to have her play along.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I said out loud to her as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, I was woken up at 1 a.m. by assassins. I can be a little testy.
Me as a person didn't get it. But she would have.
So we got like the triple layers of roleplay going.
You got meta, then you went meta on the meta.
Fourth wall.
Right? A few times.
If we go one deeper level into the dream, time slows down, and then we're on an island for some reason.
You happy they didn't have the assassins there to kill me?
Yeah, how are you doing, Gogmert? You're the only one that didn't come express. Oh, I guess they didn't come expressly for me, but being down.
I'm fine.
Can I do a sense motive to see if what Gogmert's put out about not having assassins targeting him? 14.
Let's do Gogmert's expert bluff roll. Well, there you have it.
Hey, listen, Gogmert. Put a hand on the shoulder. If it makes you feel any better, I've been trying really hard at this adventurer profession thing for a while now. The assassins still aren't targeting me.
Took all my lay on hands, but I'm finally back at full health.
Damn, that lay on hands is getting nice.
Well, those are 2 castings.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Gogmert, it's just split down the middle. I mean, Emanuele's targeted because his blood is bluer than the ocean, and Ephixa literally fell from heaven or something. So, I just think we're kind of operating in a shadow is what it is.
It's not the first time I heard that pickup line. I wasn't expecting it from you. Thank you.
Sorry, what?
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 More wine, anyone?
You all who wishes to imbibe into a nice, pleasant nightcap. You're all given separate rooms this time, but Amico brings a bunch of chairs. Like, now when you sleep, you wedge this against your door handle, and it should keep anyone from being able to get in there. In case of a fire, well, you're going to be dead at that point, so never mind.
I wonder if you have a larger room where I might be able to bring my scaly companion with me.
Oh god, it's starting.
Thought I was about to say his coffin.
Now, even for you, Mr. Emanuele, I do not allow animals in my establishment except for, when they're trying to save you all. But I mean, she kind of points at the stairway. He's not getting up here anytime soon without breaking some stuff, and he breaks it, you buy it.
Understood.
What's the going rate of a hallway?
I mean,
we care to pay, I imagine.
Lumber.
It's about 2 stock pots worth. Shrugs.
I think I left that in my other pants, so maybe the snake should stay outside, Emanuele.
You can always join him.
I could. I'll have to investigate that tomorrow. I've never slept in a stable keeper's room before.
In his room.
You like that jump to conclusions there?
Yeah. It'll be even more entertaining when you show up with your coffin over your shoulder.
He's going to leave it in the dirty room.
He's moved on. He's changed his new path in life now.
He had a good heart-to-heart with Juan, and he sees that the gods have looked down on the decisions he's made with smiles.
Could you imagine coming into Emanuele's room, though, and he's lying on his back in a coffin, and there's a giant snake completely coiled around the coffin? Just be like, you know what? I'll come back later.
Just waiting for the metal music video to start.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you all find your way to sleep, as probably uneasy as it is at this point. But you will be able to reap the benefits of a long rest again. Ephixa, you're actually the first to rise, but you don't rise just being woken up. You hear in you hear in your ears like, Ephixa, hey, Ephixa, and then you hear some you feel some tapping on your temple.
What? Assassin? What?
You see Yukai near you, and I know it is normally mental, but I just like the idea of seeing Ephixa react to a bird just speaking to you. We need to talk.
Apparently, because that's the thing we could do now.
And I think that'll be a good point to end the session a little early.